looks like we're live on YouTube and hopefully Rumble and hopefully Kick. We'll see how it's gonna go. What's up?
We're live. We're back and on 3 platforms. I feel like I've just grown 3 times more turgid. Artie, our voices are out there. This is truly a momentous occasion to be thawed out from my cryogenic chamber underneath that mountain in Israel. Welcome again, everybody, to another episode of Artie and Fist. Artie and Fist, Artie and Fist. You can be sure that we're both on a list. Artie and Fist, Artie and Fist. The moves are getting cranky and
you know we make the moves pissed.
Dun dun. Hey, how you been, Artie? You all good, mate?
Good. Busy. I was able, because of the fellers, because of the hard R fellers, I was able to get a new computer. And for the first time, I made a video in one night on Saturday. And then I made a video in one night on Sunday. And then I did a solo stream on Wednesday. And then I did a hard R members only stream. Oh no, that must have been on Tuesday. And then on Thanksgiving Eve, what turned into a behind the paywall members only hard R 7-hour stream. Okay. So
7 hours.
I've been very busy. We can't invite up any of the fellas, dude. Okay. They got way too much to say. These guys will keep going.
I did catch your Tuesday live stream. There was a few poop related technical difficulties. I'm led to understand.
Gonna happen. I'm not wearing a diaper for you people. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. You want to know what it is? I kind of get like the anxiety shits because I'm doing it by myself and I'm a little baby, and so I'm like, oh, really shouldn't tell people that I'm nervous when I'm doing this, but I think that might be what it is. Because if you're here, I'm like, oh, dude, he's also talking. But for me to talk the whole time for 3 hours, it was weird, but good, but fun. And it's giving me some balls and giving me some confidence to start streaming on building up parallel platforms. So fellas, also on Rumble, also on Kick, in case anything happens to this channel, even if you're not using it now, make sure you check out one of those alternate platforms that I'll be building up as a parallel structure, right? Which is what we should be doing. So I would much appreciate that. Also like the stream to let people know was really good. What's really going on?
Was really good. You know what, Artie? I got an incredibly frantic call from Avi Lieberman the other day. You know Avi, Israeli, Mossad contact, right?
Yeah.
He's very, very, very worried about what's going on.
They're always worried. Not worried.
Yes, he is. He is always worried, but apparently they are really, really worried now. I have it on good authority. He was saying the magic words, they're not working anymore. How are we supposed to control you all without the magic words? And I'm like, Avi, calm down, mate. Have you guys considered, I don't know, being nicer to people? He's like, that's very anti-citrus of you to say that. I can't believe it. And, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to, obviously I don't want to like, say too much or the, the interest rate on my loan is going to go through the roof and I might suddenly my bank account getting shut down. But, but like he apparently, right, like, they're doing all the conferences at the moment, right? The World Mooish Congress and the collection of worldly moos and the Republican moo Israel and all of the mooish, they're having all their conferences at the moment. According to Lindsay, there's nothing in any way suspicious about that. Apparently, it's just mooish conference season. This happens every year. It's like, why are you noticing all of a sudden? We've been doing this for years. It's like, yeah, well, now we've got Twitter. And now we can literally see what it is that you're saying. And it doesn't sound good, bros. And mate,
I know, but like that's we the classical liberals will talk about corrupt, shadowy 3-letter agencies that, run things in the background, the CIA.
Which 3 letters are you talking about, Artie? That sounds very anti-citrus.
If you include the NGOs, like the mooish NGOs, they created the 3-letter agencies well before we had a government, okay? It's the progenation of everything everyone talks about, and I find it fascinating. but it's also just good for the soul because now you have answers. Does it feel good to have answers? As an atheist myself, someone who's very lost and aimless a lot of the time, now I can just go, oh, it's the moose. This is great. I can go on with my day now. I have an answer, you know?
The mystery has finally been dispelled. No, it's the Illuminati. It's the aliens. Right? It's the Atlanteans, the lizard people. Like
it's a small... My favorite is it's a small global elite. Like, yeah, we know, we agree. We just don't call it that. We call it what it actually is.
You know, it's funny to consider, right? That like all of like Gen X and millennials basically grew up on shit like the History Channel, where they do these constant programs about how it's like the lizard people or the aliens or like, you know, all these like, you know, all the mysteries of the world can be explained with like aliens, but they never ever talk, you know, about a certain group. I wonder why that is. It's probably just coincidence, man, right? I'm probably reading too much into it, right? So look, I want you all back on the reservation, right? I want you believing in aliens. I want you believing in the lizard people. I want you believing in the Illuminati, right? I don't want to hear any of this down-to-earth criticism that there are actual people doing things, right? Everybody knows, right, that society is basically just run by the gods, right? Like everything is like just a systemic force. No one does anything, right? Except for like maybe the prime minister or something, right? Like there's no way you can control or influence society. That's just crazy talk, right? It's like, look, government is just like the climate, you know, or the economy. You can't influence it. And because you can't influence it, nobody could be influencing it. Okay. Except possibly the aliens and we're back. Okay. So I don't want to hear anyone saying anything anti-citrus in this chat. Oh, big time. He's here for a big time. For $20 US.
Thank you, mate.
For your diapers for future 8-hour streams. Daily reminder to come home. The original antiseptic loves you. Greeting hard R's. Greetings, big time. It's great. It's great to have you here, mate.
If I'm not home, okay, I'm on the same street and we're neighbors that share sugar. Okay. So if I'm not fully home, I'm at least rather close.
You're fully homo, though.
Wow. I hope you're proud of yourself, you fucking child.
Listen, right? Like my personality, okay, is like a graft between like a wizened old history wizard and a 15-year-old retard.
Do you have the picture? Do you have the exact picture to prove that drawing of you? You literally just described a drawing of you.
Hey, keeps me young. Shall we move on to the stuff? I mean, what do you have you got more to say? You want to regale the listeners with more tidbits, or shall we get into it?
I'll start this up. So, fellas, the reason why there is a channel is because of a person named Patrick. Now, I did do a podcast with him, 10 episodes on the channel. People have asked, where's his stuff? He wasn't really doing stuff. So he made a first episode of a podcast. Now we went in separate directions. Okay. But the reason why he's responsible for this channel is because in the beginning of beginning of 2023, I didn't have anyone to talk to about the crazy stuff I was seeing on the left. And through the Lindsay-ites, I had talked to Patrick. We got along well enough to start making some content together. And it gave me, you know, enough balls, enough bouncing some stuff off another person to create this very channel. So the unfortunate thing is he has not gone right wing, which is fine. Okay. Him and the other person that are talking on this are people that have very good fruit. Okay. Even if they're not right wing. So if you wanted to go to the Limiting Principle podcast, you could. Now, what's funny to me is that he doesn't want to invoke the moose with what he's about to say. Let me give you a minute of this. And I just think it's funny that he is saying this without relating it to the moose. Okay.
Will become a part of.
You have a network of drones.
And that's like like that James Lindsay and others, and I've dug into this, and other people have dug into this. And it's basically like these elite people are a part of a sort of a cult that have this cosmology that humanity wasn't created out of love by like the Christian God, but humanity was expelled from this eternal nothingness because this eternal nothingness had an irritant. And the way these people, they call it repairing the world, and they believe there's these divine sparks within these husks, and those divine sparks are within all things, including humans. And they want to unearth the divine sparks in order to return humanity back to the one. And that's like what he's saying, like what I just said there is what he's describing. We're all going to be connected. We're all going to be one.
Now, instead of saying the moose, he focuses more on post-humanism. But I mean, literally, Tigam Olam is repairing the world, and divine sparks happen to the very special moose. So,
yeah, I mean,
if you're a little more centrist, a little more further left, this little too right wing, I would recommend checking that out because he does know what he's talking about.
Not everyone has a divine spark, Artie. Right? Like filthy lords like you and me, we don't have divine sparks, right? They are a property of the Moosh people, and certain super gigamoos have a much larger divine spark, which is why they have to all return to the land of Israel in order to bring about the return of the Messiah, ... prophet. I mean, that's basically how it goes. So but look, I've had a lot of fun talking with Patrick on Twitter. Shout out to you, Patrick. Good luck with your podcast, mate. Although Absolutely. I believe your next episode's on like astral travel and shit. I don't fuck with that, so I won't be listening to any occult bullshit. But I wish you the best of luck, mate.
I imagine we would have a degree of overlap if somebody would find what he's talking about, because he knows what he's talking about. He shows receipts on screen for what he's talking about too, so he's not just making it up. So good luck, bud.
Good luck, mate. Right, so shall we let's start.
Is there any Lindsay cringe this week, or is he tied it down at all?
Is there Lindsay? Oh, mate, come on, right? He is the ever-flowing fountain of cringe, right? In the same way that, right, like the Norse had this idea of like the eternal cow, Almudra. He is like the cow of cringe, right? His cringe milk flows so copiously, it has carved rivers out of mountains and shaped the very political landscape that we are on. Indeed, it is no longer in a political sense the river Styx, but the river milk cringe.
The river milk
cringe. And whoever falls into this river, because you didn't pay the ferryman or whatever, will lose all sense of political understanding and flail mindlessly, babbling about Scottish common sense realism and other like stupid like stuff. It is prophesied, mate. Right? Like, look, I don't make the rules. So this tweet is really weird. Okay, right? Like I'm reading this and I'm like, he must know what he's doing, right? Is he just trolling people, right? He's like listed every possible victimhood except Mooish victimhood. Okay,
really?
Obviously,
yeah. I guess we've got black, gay, female. I didn't realize that. It looks like Moo is missing. He might have hit like a character limit and he couldn't include it in there or something. There must be some sort of reason he didn't do that.
It's funny you should say that, because that's actually what he said.
Oh,
and then it turns out,
his excuse was that he hit the character limit. It wasn't that he could have removed one of them and replaced it with Moo.
Oh, come on! Look, he's not gonna say anything about Mooish victimization, mate. Right? Like, he knows what side his mozza is buttered on, bro. But people did give him some pushback for this, right?
Oh, really? Substantial?
Yeah, I know,
pushback?
right?
Embarrassing pushback?
Oy vey, you missed one, I'm sure, by accident. This is Lindsay's life now, right? He will propose a universal principle that society should adhere to, and everyone will point out that he has no universal principles because every single one of his universal principles has an exception for the chosen people, right? And you cannot claim to be a universalist if you're like universalism, but. So after getting trolled mercilessly again, he did reply, or he likes to retweet. There is and can be a real problem with Muish victimhood culture too. It doesn't fit in the tweet. Yes, it does. But it doesn't have the reverse woke valence I was going for, though. Huh. That's amazing. So every single kind of victimhood is woke. These are all woke. Except for Muish victimhood. That's quite amazing. He says that he sees virtually none of it in conservative and classical liberal Jews, either in America or Israel. Well,
you mean on his team?
Yeah, I mean,
that's his team.
On his team. I just wait. Okay. It's okay. I might have to like restart the screen share. We also got Cubics 85 for 5 Canadian loonies. Man, I like this setup where we can just like throw it up on the screen.
Isn't that fucking cool? Fellas, I told you I'm reinvesting. I'm making the shit funner, more interactive. Yeah. Let's go, fellas.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, actually, let's do one of the media assets.
There we go. Now go ahead and read it.
Yeah, James, those Christians being killed in Nigeria need to stop being so whiny. Absolutely, Cubics, right? Look,
victimizing themselves constantly throughout history. It's like every single country Christians are in, they get kicked out, and that's why they created the West because they got kicked out of all these countries. Isn't that the history? I'm no history buff. Is that what happened? Oh, doubt. Are you doubting that? Does that mean you're doubting that?
It's sauce. So, oh mate, I've been like scouring my archives for like cool gifts to like use, mate. You're gonna love them, guys. You're gonna love them. So he doesn't see any of that, right? Okay. So I guess wait, hang on. Let me just try and restart the sharing because it gave me a thing saying that the audio is not audioing.
Oh yeah, you have to select the tab there.
Right. Okay, let's try it.
My dear Lord, here he comes. Here he comes, making it all about himself.
Look at him go. Thank you very much, Waffle. 10 memberships. God.
So everyone's gonna 10 people don't know what they just got themselves into. So we just did a 7-hour stream, which is very uncharacteristic. It was a very organic stream. There's not a whole lot of things like it. So you're gonna get a lot with that 1 month of membership.
Just the Pepes, mate. I love it.
You're so quick with them.
Yeah, man. Right. So this week on Muish News or Muish Moos. Oh my God, and Quizat's Chatterack from the top rope with another 10 memberships. My God, bro. Look at him go. Yeah.
All right. Now we're getting morning radio show vibes. Here we go. Just a couple of old guys on the internet laughing their ass off at a soundboard like it's 1998. Terrific. It's all going to come full circle, fellas. Quizzes Chatterack, thank you so much, my dude.
Yeah, thank you, mate. You kick ass. So yes, on this week's Muish Muse, so there's a big question, right? Like, what are they going to do, bros? The magic words have stopped working. The sort of post-war liberal psychological warfare consensus that was installed in the West after World War II is breaking down. What are they going to do, bros? What are they going to do? I am, I'm here for it. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out, quite honestly.
I think that one of the big differences today, and I actually think it goes a little bit to the question that you just raised, Isabella, about why people weren't paying more attention. I think that two things that substantially insulated the American Jewish community from a sense of vulnerability. One was the rise, and for a time, tremendously widespread attention on Holocaust consciousness, which actually came late in terms of...
So my question is Holocaust consciousness a kind of critical consciousness?
Consciousness? There's no difference. There's
right?
No difference between James's analysis of the left and the moose, and that's why the moose got to him. There. Now everyone's caught up to speed if they're confused.
I mean, that's a weird choice of phrase, don't you think? Right? Like, not Holocaust awareness, but Holocaust consciousness.
It's something you wake
right?
up to.
That suggests. Oh, wait. Hang on.
Yep.
Where's
That was it. I'm setting you up.
Where is it? Come on.
Wake up. Woke.
Yes.
Yes. Soundboard for the win. It's consciousness sort of suggests like a larger framework, right? Like rather than just the event itself, if you know what I'm saying, bros.
Relation to the tragedy of the Holocaust here, but it became in the 1980s and 1990s and early 2000s kind of omnipresent, and a period where we thought that the state of Israel was moving toward some kind of peaceful settlement and had basically achieved very widespread acceptance, and we didn't think we had to sort of question the future existence of the state of Israel. And we clearly are in a moment now that is profoundly broken from that period where Holocaust consciousness has receded, I think, quite dramatically, and we obviously are in a period where Israel is being treated as increasingly contingent and a subject of sort of feverish efforts at delegitimization. And so I think those have brought this sense of vulnerability much more to the surface and to the mainstream for our community.
Well, that's true.
For our community. They use all the same buzzwords.
Another super chat. Big time again for $5. Thank you very much, Big Time.
Thank you.
Time. What does Healing Hands Moo-Moo's Faggot think about Zelensky arresting the members of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church? He believes that the Russian Orthodox Church is a tool of the FSB, and thus he is 100% behind it. There is increasingly a pivot towards trying to attack the Orthodox Church, or at least, the Russian Orthodox Church, because Putin, clearly this, I think, has more to do with people like John Chrysostom, if you know, you know, rather than a genuine concern about the state of souls in America. But yes, I would expect to see more of that crap actually popping up.
Are you out of your mind pausing the stream on that? Do you have any idea how anti-Semitic this image is? If you drew that image, I don't know if we'd be allowed to show it on stream. Oh my God! Be careful with his actual face. Okay, we might get pulled.
That's anti-citrus. we got to add that to the soundboard, mate. Speaking of which, the genius that brought us the first cartoon, I've got no idea who it is, but shout out to you, Anon, has released another one. It's pretty fucking good. Enjoy.
You got the children?
Yeah.
Good. Where's my money?
You get it when the job's done.
If I don't get my money, I'm releasing those files on you.
Well, I got files on you too, bitch.
Your Majesty, there's a riot in the town square.
Yes, and there's a riot every week.
Rubber, criticizing the Jews.
That's anti-citrus.
So what? You can't handle a little criticism.
I like money. And if they start questioning what we're doing with those kids, we'll lose our money.
You're right. Money is more important than integrity. I'll take care of it. We will not tolerate any criticism of the juice in my magical kingdom. The juice is our greatest ally. If you criticize him, we will cut out your tongues and publicly execute you by way of Gregory.
Can we criticize Jesus?
Yes, that is encouraged.
Cut your hair, you fairy.
Where are the juice files? You mean the hoax files? Are we still talking about that?
I saw the juice take kids into the tunnels. Where are they? What have you done with them?
Fake news. That's fake news and very anti-citrus. Are you criticizing the juice?
No, I'm just asking questions.
Questioning the juice, our greatest ally, is banned in my kingdom. Seize the ferret.
My friends, no.
We don't question our friends. If you question the juice, that's anti-citrus. We will make an example of this scrotum. At noon on the morrow, it will be executed. Let this be a lesson to you all.
That's like watching Ren and Stimpy, except the animation isn't as offensive, but the content and underlying messages.
It's amazing. Like honestly, no man. It's like the whole punk thing, but right, like because the fact that they get like so bent out of shape by like just criticizing, like it just oh my god, mate. AI is like fucking amazing. So we also have this Lindsay cringe. Wait, what is it that he's responding to?
By the way, real quick, everybody, really quick. Apparently, our friend Isaiah, who we've covered on the channel before, a Lindsay orbiter, is going to be talking to Joel Berry, which we've covered on the stream before, and James Lindsay together a week from this Sunday. So,
mate,
I have it on good authority. It's listed on his channel that it's going to happen. His channel is getting worse and worse, which I can explain as this is going down. But I'm going to plan on a stream snipe of it, and I think I'm just going to cover it as it's happening, really to flex, because I do believe that we would have much larger numbers than a stream with Joel Berry of the Babylon Bee and world-famous James Lindsay, okay? And the last time they did a stream, the chat was polluted with people, and, well, I wouldn't necessarily encourage that behavior, but I'm not your daddy, so we might have some fun as that's going on, and I'll keep you guys in the loop of what's going on with that.
You're throwing down the gauntlet, going head to head.
That would be too fun.
So here Lindsay displays, yet again, a complete misunderstanding of the Christian faith. Something a trademark of his. Just being nominally Christian doesn't make people virtuous by default. Many will just pretend. Yes, well, there are certain groups, for example, that are known for doing this, but don't want to be anti-citrus. In fact, the entire premise of both the Christian faith and the Jewish one from which it arises, Christianity does not arise from Judaism. That is a fucking lie. Is that individuals have to choose to be righteous, virtuous, to receive grace on their own volition, or they actually are not. The whole point of Exodus through Numbers in the Torah is exactly this message. You will notice that James never quotes the New Testament. He always quotes the Old Testament.
Well, he is very traditional, okay?
Now, this ignores a fundamental aspect of proper Christianity, which is that there is a praxis element, right? To use sort of the left-wing terminology that James would understand, right? Christianity is not just about waking up one day and being like, oh, I believe in something. You go to church, right? You get baptized. You take communion. These have a positive effect on the soul. They actually help make you into a better person. This is the problem, right? James is at heart still a materialist. He doesn't believe that there is anything mystical about Christianity, right? He doesn't really believe in God at all. If he does, it's this sort of, very, very vague kind of intellectual understanding. God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. It just annoys me when he fucking talks about Christianity and he just misunderstands it so completely. But to be fair, there's a lot of people doing this. You could say Joel Berry is basically like this as well.
But wait, he's a Christian. Why would he do that? Why would he agree with James Lindsay and bastardize the entire religion that he claims to espouse?
Well, he's probably a Judaic.
As an atheist, that very much confuses me.
Did you know that the only reason we have Christianity is because of our friends, the Moos, right? And if there weren't any Moos, right, we wouldn't have anything. And as a result, we have this incredible debt that we need to pay off to them. Actually, wait.
Also, if you let anti-Semitism run throughout your country, you'll fucking die, is what they genuinely think. This is an opinion that they actually have.
Yes. Wait, where is this?
Anti-Semitism will actually kill you, is their official position.
Well, I mean, yeah, because, just naturally, not because anyone comes down on you and destroys your life or anything, right? It's like the tides, or climate change, or
but the same thing at the fucking left, where it's black people built this country. You need trans people because of Stonewall. You need us. It's the same. Yeah. That's where it comes from. It's the OG. It's the progenation.
Wait, we have oh my god, Deadpool Kid for $20. Wait, hang on. We need
thank you very much.
We need
thank you, mate.
Thank you very much, Deadpool Kid. You can't properly see the heart because of the positioning, but it's a Pepe heart. I think one of the things interest groups forget is that with each generation, they will have legitimate questions and misunderstandings about the scale of war. But when you shame and silence them, you make your own worst enemy. Yeah, but you could also argue that a lot of these tactics are very, very short-termism. So if you talk about like something like like capitalism versus socialism, the way it's sort of like argued by like the smooth brains, where they think that any kind of government intervention in the economy is a priori socialism. If you just let the free market like go crazy, you tend to get this effect where they will extract massive profits in the short term and then externalize all the problems that they create. And so you just get this very, very sort of short-term look at stuff. And look at the way they're fucking look at war in Ukraine and stuff.
To expand upon what you're saying, they also have to deal with the internet and free flow of information now. It's almost like there was a bottleneck that they were able to kind of close off, but now it's like being flooded out into society to the point, which we're going to cover later, where it's illegal to do this in the UK, but Jake Shields, we're going to cover him debating Holocaust denial with Rabbi Shmuley. I just can't wait for it.
Mate, it's so funny. It's like
he is retarded. Like his IQ retarded. Is in the retarded range. I have no problem saying that.
They just stick him up so they can basically say like the only people who criticize the moose are like low IQ, like Neanderthal retards.
I know, but he has the fearlessness of a retard, and that's why it's so important to have him do that debate.
$10 from Total Blackout Painting. TBP. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, mate.
I dropped some sound bites for your soundboard in the fella ground. Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Much, mate. Hells yeah. Hells to the yeah.
Thank you very much.
Just check this out.
Because I'm a Christian, and they say, well, why are you so supportive of the Jewish people? I said, you can be Jewish. You don't have to have anything to do with Christians, but you can't be a Christian and not understand that your entire faith is built on the foundation of Judaism. So for Christians, we look at this as an obligation, a moral debt that we must repay. And therefore, I don't understand anyone who says, I'm a Christian, but I don't really want to support the Jews. Well, how can you do that? But it is not the view of those of us who are what I would call biblical believers.
A moral debt, you say? What's the interest rate on this debt? Just out of is it like one of those 300% APR kind of like debts? Is it one of those debts that like can never be repaid, that like literally goes on to the end of time? Because that is the general impression.
But that has to be bait. That has to be like bait. Obviously, if you're going to talk about this topic, and there's these tropes and stereotypes, why would you say dead?
The thing is,
can you resist it for like a second and not say it?
They've just got this one verse from Genesis 12, because if you read the New Testament, it doesn't look like very, it's, how do I put this delicately? The New Testament is not terribly positive about the Pharisees, right? Let's put it that way. So they pivot back to this like Old Testament thing, right? Rip straight from the Masoretic text. I gotta do a podcast on this, right? Like most
say that. Everyone's going to start screaming at you if you say you have to do that one day. Don't even inside thoughts. Don't say it out lound.
No,
You're going to show up to where you live with pitchforks and torches demanding it.
This Monday will be the first Fistery episode. Keep following my Twitter at Malinformed TV for updates. It should be good because I can't cover the news anymore because the UK is just like completely fucked.
Right.
That accept that what the scripture says about the Jewish people. In Genesis 12, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. It gets pretty simple. I say there's a miracle every day in this country. Because
have you read Genesis 12? Have you read the New Testament? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, it's like with James Lindsay doing just selective reading, going, see? Of like Mein Kampf and stuff like that. And it's like, well, have you read the things that are like combating what your opinion, are you giving really that balanced of a take on it? I do have a James Lindsay with Nikki Haley's son to add in right now. If I could just.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, if you wanna like stick that up on the thing, I have some retardation from Joel Berry.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
So what I found absolutely fascinating.
Yes, your bootstraps.
So he's responding to Nikki Haley's son saying, "Happy Thanksgiving to you too, James." Now, these are the people that call us hateful, okay? But all of their stuff reads like this. "I'd say you should pick yourself up by your bootstraps, kid. But maybe you should just make honorable use of the silver spoon in your mouth. Your victimhood shtick is un-American. It should be beneath you, but I don't know your character." That's how everything reads by them. But let's follow this backwards right now. So this is what the
Happy Thanksgiving, James. Fuck you.
So this is what James Lindsay said. "Like her or hate her, Nikki Haley worked her ass off to create a perfectly polished political image. You could say that about the biggest pieces of shit that have ever existed in government, can't you? Can't you say that about all of the corrupt, literally all of the corrupt politicians? This is true of all of them. Which allowed her to raise her little shitlord son in the governor's mansion of South Carolina, only for his entitled little ass to turn around and spit on everything she did for him. These people are so fucking hateful, and I love people, including giving them opportunities greater than 99.9% of Americans will ever see." It's actually, you know what? It's actually kind of sad.
It's actually kind of. I feel sorry for him, bro. It's fucking concern trolling.
I'm actually spitting all over my monitor by accident right now. Victimhood mentality is a mental disease. Choose gratitude instead. Invest in double your talents instead of whining about them. Now, here's the true pick yourself up by your
Happy
bootstraps.
Thanksgiving.
All the kid said was "Happy Thanksgiving to you too." He was like, "Motherfucker, what that exchange?" Okay. So Billboard Chris, now this really pisses me off. So let's start with a New York Post post. Nikki Haley's son has views to the far right of his mom, but says he is the voice of disillusioned Gen Z. Did everything they were supposed to do. Now, this is an understandable sentiment for the younger generation. I would say, your 15 to 30-year-olds, let's say, okay, where they have to hear the older generation lecture them on how I was able to buy a house and whatnot, and economic conditions, the migration patterns were completely different. It's a completely different country that changed in 1 or 2 generations. This is the crux of the disagreement. Now, Billboard Chris has to swallow moo cock as often as humanly possible since he went to Israel. If you're a young man with an attitude of, "I did everything I was supposed to do, and look at how unfair things are," you are an emotional toddler with a woe is me attitude, and you need to snap out of it. There are many problems with the world and an abundance of opportunities within it for anyone with the right mindset. Would you apply that to the UK? How would you feel if somebody said that to you, like a white working class 20-year-old in the fucking UK right now, dude? Or really any Western country that has migration issues? It's so
not only that, right? It's a bit fucking rich for like fucking Billboard Chris to say this, right? Like, after he was like basically made his career, like pointing out like a problem, like an actual systemic problem.
Academia.
How dare you? How dare you? Thank you, big time, for the gifted membership. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm done kvetching about that. I just need to get that out.
Okay. So shall we look at Joel Berry? Joel Berry, he's put on his serious hat, bros.
And I hate this guy. I hate Joel Berry. Joel Berry and Seth Dillon, I very much dislike.
He seems like a reasonably nice dude, right?
That's why I hate him.
He's doing this thing that like Lindsay does, right? He's like, the plebeian cycle is not inevitable. We are not cogs in a machine or dead branches floating down a river. We are human beings made in God's image. We have agency and capacity for repentance and restoration. It's not easy swimming upstream, but we can and we must for our children. Now, there are so many fucking things wrong with this, right? So I'm gonna give you all like just a little, political theory lesson on this. The plebeian circle, right? Which
it all started with the plebeian circle, yes.
I'm going wild. I'm swinging wild, right?
Do it. Hey, we got time. Fill the time.
The plebeian circle, right, which was referenced sort of extensively by Plato and also by Machiavelli, is this idea that you start with anarchy and then a strong leader arises, a singular strong leader, right? He becomes a king. You have monarchy. Over time, the monarchy devolves to become exploitative, and then you have tyranny. People then overthrow the tyrant, and they say, we can't just have one person ruling us. It's too dangerous, right? We need a group of people ruling us, and then you have aristocracy. Over time, the aristocracy turns bad, and then you have oligarchy. And then the people overthrow the oligarchy, and they're like, we can't trust power in the hands of a small group of people. We need to, have democracy, basically. And then after democracy, it gets overthrown, you have anarchy, and then a king arises and you have monarchy again. And this is the Polybian cycle.
Yep.
Now, the reason why this is fucking retarded is, and I put this right, like, yes, famously, both Plato and Machiavelli missed this fundamental point about human self-agency. What the fuck have you been smoking? I don't know what the fuck he's been smoking. But the reason why this is particularly retarded is that the entire concept of a republic is that you take parts from each of the Polybian cycles. So the republic has a president who is the monarch, right? Has the Senate, which is an aristocracy, and has the demos, or the people, as a mass vote. That's why all these Western countries work the way that they do. The president is supposed to be the executive or the monarch. The Senate is supposed to be the aristocracy. And the popular vote is supposed to be the democracy. And the hope is that by balancing these three tendencies against one another, you get a stable form of government. And that is the fucking republic. Like, so he just, fucking.
Well, you don't think he's educated when he's posting a dog shit meme about political theory, really?
Oh, he's just like, the Polybian cycle. Like, you don't understand what the fuck it means. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine, bros. And I just want to point this out. Even Oren McIntyre, right? Shout out Oren if you're listening. He's a good lad. Was basically saying about Lindsay exactly the same thing I was. Like, will you just please take undergrad political science? Like, oh my God, for the love of God.
I don't think he has a degree in anything, or if he does, it's like a bachelor somewhere. He's certainly not teaching a professor somewhere. But Scott Horton has an encyclopedic knowledge of wars in the Middle East. He just does. You can like him or hate him, but he knows his stuff. Even the people who hate him know that he's going to blow them away with his encyclopedic memory when it comes to this topic. Joel has not done that. Like, he has not immersed himself in the literature. He has not made himself look. I have a bachelor's degree in political science from a party school in Florida. I don't have any fancy doctorates. I'm a layman who read a bunch of books, right? But I think people have recognized that I've accumulated enough knowledge to speak at least at a level that's worthy of people to listen to me on this topic.
Yeah, well, he read them and he understood them. There seems to be like this epidemic of like people reading stuff, but they don't understand it, and they're like, "Oh, I read it." Yes, but did you understand it?
Well, that's the thing. That's why you see James Lindsay's engagement is so low, is that people aren't really listening to it. It's like on the background. They're not like critically listening and like engaged in what he's saying. They're like, yeah, you just got to listen to 3 hours of Lindsay. What did it say? Go listen to it. Which is the same argument that the Marxists use.
Yeah, I mean, what did it say? It said never again is now. Like that's basically all it says.
But
right?
Whenever I used to argue with Marxists and communists, they're like, read Marx. I'm not reading Marx because you read him and you can't tell me a fucking thing he said. Sounds like the guy's a fucking idiot, or at least his followers are, because you can't like repeat anything that the person said. I hate that.
Actually, Oron's talking about Joel Berry here. Actually, that's why it's in my list.
Oh my God,
Joel has not familiarized himself, and so the interesting thing is that Joel, because he has not defined any of these terms, he's not familiar with political science, he's not familiar with philosophy. Rather than debate these issues, he just gets angry at you for having to read philosophers he knows are the no boys, right? It's just
I love that.
Again, just guilt by association. He doesn't understand Carl Schmitt or Nick Land or Curtis.
He doesn't understand Machiavelli. Oh, we got some super chats, bros. King Solo Wings. $20. Thank you very much, mate. I don't even know what racist you were talking about, but I agree. Thank you very much.
If someone is called a racist, I go, well, I'm just gonna blindly agree with them and then see what happens instinctually at this point.
Have a Sneed posting. King Solo Wings, thank you very, very much. And we've got another one. Wait, where is it? Stackademic Slagent. Creditor hands are debitor hands. Jiangling Shi. Well, thank you very, very much.
Oh, that's a pretty good. Okay, I didn't know that.
And Caesar the Grape for $5.
Thank you.
James Lindsay and Lex Friedman collab would be one of the podcasts of all time.
He doesn't collab anymore. It's just people that suck his toes, which is I don't even know if the show is going to happen. This live stream a week from this Sunday, I believe it's at 8 p.m. I can't believe it's going to happen, but I think it's going to happen, and I'm very excited for it.
Mate,
I'm excited for us.
If Lindsay and Friedman did like a podcast, you could distill that down and make the most powerful sleeping agent ever known to man, right? Like, you know, people would be going into like clubs and using it as a date rape drug, because you just like Lindsay and Friedman sleep now.
I just think it would be incredible that as James Lindsay is on a live stream, I want him to know that there's another stream that's watching him and that it has, 10 times the views that they have going on concurrently.
Can they copyright strike you for doing that? Is that the kind of thing we might have to do on Rumble?
No.
Or something?
They can't do. They're too stupid to know how to mod their own chat. Okay, we have covered how inept this person is. Okay, I don't think he knows how to do that. And I'm adding commentary. I'm not just sitting there watching it. I'm pausing. I'm adding commentary. But also, is it really stealing it if you're advertising it? If you're giving them, because you have to claim. What are you claiming? That I'm sending more traffic to your thing? Usually you can copyright something when it's your thing.
There is an exception in copyright law for transformative use, and it would certainly be transformative use, right? Like we would be stopping it, and
do I sound capable of just sitting there watching something and not shutting the fuck up? Yeah, in order for that to happen, the stream would have to not bother me, and I'm already mad thinking about it. So I think I might be able to swing it.
$5 from Flavius Acanacius. Did I pronounce that right? Can't be culturally racist. The libs haven't come up for a word with that yet.
Right?
Fuck the libs. Who cares?
An ethnicist.
An ethnicist. Now Thomas 777 came in hot after Lindsay. I just thought it was funny. Of course, Lindsay did not reply. He does not reply to filthy work rightists such as Thomas. Serious question, Conceptual James. All day, every day, you just have a schizo conversation with yourself about communists and the work right while sitting in your home office in shit-streaked underoos, only breaking to play with Temu purchased ninja weapons and compulsively checking your Stripe account for NGO money from Jewish NGOs. Do you ever have what alcoholics call a moment of clarity and say to yourself, what the fuck am I doing? You need serious help. It's going to end bad for you if you don't self-correct. Bro, murdered. However, I got a retweet. Oh my God, I feel so noticed, bros. The great Dr. Lindsay, retweeted one of my tweets. So Lindsay's been doing this a lot now, just sort of subtly sort of threatening people. A hard truth we now face. A lot of professional reputations are damaged or unsalvageable, as they were faced with a swarm of people calling everyone a Jew or worse. I mean, okay, as an insult, and lacked the backbone to say anything about it until it was safe. Chickens will come home to roost. You're on a list, is what he's saying, right?
Yeah, you want to know what the argument he's making? Silence is violence is the argument that he's making.
Yes.
You're not speaking up. Where we heard that before. Does that sound like the left? Does that sound familiar?
So Mooish Santa has been making a list not only of people who said naughty things, but people who did not stand up to those naughty things. And that list is going to be used, to which I replied, so you are not only threatening the reputations of those who spoke out, but also those who did not speak out sufficiently in opposition. I didn't realize your work on Maoism was meant to be a user's guide. To which he replied, well, retweeted.
Yeah.
I'm not threatening anyone. Yep. Sure, mate. Sure.
I'm
sure.
just saying a fact. It's
Just
it's not a threat. It's a promise. Like, yeah, dude, you're being so coy right now.
I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just saying how it is. It's a lovely career you've got there. It'd be a shame. If anything happened to it. I'm not even going to say whether it should or should not be the case. I'm just stating a simple, obvious fact.
Oh, okay.
You, sir, are a panicking and a propagandist. I don't know, man.
Okay, well, James, let me state an obvious and simple fact, okay? Now, I'm not threatening anyone, James, but your public information is out there, okay? And it will be really easy for someone to know your patterns by how you post on the internet and go to your house and meet you in person and do whatever they feel like doing. Now, that's not a threat. That technically is an obvious fact, isn't it? Really easy to find out where he lives. It is. That's just a simple and obvious fact. I'm not threatening him. You, sir, are a pussy and a propagandist.
Disavow. You
Disavow what? What? I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just. Did I say something that's not true? That's a simple fact, isn't it? That's the kind of pussy shit that I fucking hate, dude. Oh my god, and they think they're so clever.
Also, he's been really going like not only after Tucker. The Tucker cancellation failed, bros. I think it's time we can call it. The Tucker Fuentes cancellation has failed. Right? It's losing
They're
energy.
Still going.
Everyone. I mean, they can fucking keep it going as long as the fucking World War II, right? Like if they want, but no one cares, right?
It is certainly in its death throes.
Maybe we shouldn't get our opinions from people whose parents would name their kids things like Tucker and Buckley.
You see how petty they are? And I can show you how petty they are. I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes, how petty they can actually be and still pat themselves on the back. But this is the same exact thing that we saw with the left, where they can make any shitty joke about the right, and just because they're the enemy, then the joke is supposed to be funny instead of the joke actually being funny.
He's just so pissy. Right? Like it's like it would be one thing to joke about these people, but they're not even really, in today's episode of poor right-wing Gen Z influencers meet them halfway or else. Son of an influential multimillionaire with a giant political footprint who also ran for president has no choice but to be racist now because he tried his very, very best. And this is
I'm sorry, did a leftist write this? Did he show what was racist? Did he show what the infraction was, or are we just supposed to believe him?
I don't recall. I watched some of this interview with Haley's kid. I didn't. I mean, he's brown for a start, right? I don't know. Yeah, he's
Anybody else feeling some multiracial white supremacy that James used to make fun of from fucking 4 years ago?
I don't know. What is it that he dislikes about
you shouldn't have to ask that. If he had any journalistic integrity, he would just be able to describe what's going on, but it's pure propaganda and he's so bad at it. That's why his engagement is so low. That's why he hasn't gained a subscriber in over a year in his YouTube channel. It's impossible.
$2, $2 Canadian dollars, 2 loonies.
Yeah, absolutely loony, mate.
Ardent party. I refuse to be criticized by bundles of sticks. Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
Shut down.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Now, we will get into some of the Mooish conferences that have been going on. I better get through these relatively swiftly, I guess.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
We're good.
Okay. So you, right, need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, bros. Okay. In a completely atomized society, you are not allowed to organize on the interests of ethnicity. No, that's very, very, that is white supremacy. However, certain other groups are not only not bound by this prohibition, but celebrate it loudly.
Raise Jewish kids. That is actually how you get Jewish continuity. So then how do you raise Jewish kids? Again, people want all these solutions. The reality is formative experiences, putting kids in actual bubbles, in Jewish bubbles during their formative years, because when they're in those Jewish bubbles, that's when Judaism comes alive.
Wow. A Mooish bubble. Man, I wish we could raise people in a white Christian bubble.
Jeez,
You know,
dude, we're on YouTube. You're gonna get us pulled off and speaking code, please. For my channel, it's a little dangerous, don't you think?
A little dangerous. That sounds really good for them. You know, right? Like growing up in like a bubble, being like immersed in the culture of your ancestors. That sounds pretty cool. Like, you know, maybe we should do that.
And that's also, oh, by the way,
I know, but the issue is that our baby's blood tastes too good. It's kind of our own fault, you know? So, kind of our fault.
Forming all their key relationships with their closest friends, who, despite what any of us think, will have much more influence on these kids than any of us will, all right? Who the kids spend their time with. So whether it is in a Jewish day school, and I think Jewish day school is like a no-brainer. Just 3 data points. There have been a series of studies. One, alumni of Jewish day schools are 2 times more likely than their peers to be very proud and very public about their Jewish identity. They're 4 times as likely to proudly.
I thought identity politics were bad.
They have so many resources that they have someone to conduct this retarded fucking study. Who the fuck is conducting it? Who gives a shit? Who, aside from them, would be conducting this fucking study, dude?
I'd love to see a study on, like, you know, whether white-only schools like increase educational attainment for white kids. I look forward to that study being published imminently, right?
Identify and support the state of Israel. Okay. Today, some 5% of non-Orthodox Jewish kids in America are in Jewish day schools. That is a tragedy. And if there's one lesson we can take after these last 2 years, is there should now be a Jewish renaissance in Jewish education and Jewish camping, and just figure out that is like, and the challenge is that it's uninteresting. Like when you tell people this, like the big philanthropists, they look at you like, because they only know of giving to the school that their kid went to, or the school they want their kid to go to.
We should have, like, the challenge to our community and people in this room should be, how can we collectively make Jewish day school the price of Catholic school?
Right. I remember actually after my 90 seconds to why you said that. So you said it should be the Catholic school model.
I am a product of everything you say. All of the resources that my parents had went to Jewish day schools and Jewish camps. We didn't go on vacation. Everything went to that. Everything.
Right.
Okay. And the idea, though, that it's the price that it is, given the amount of capital in our community, it makes my blood boil.
She basically kvetching about how expensive Jewish schools are.
It's an indoctrination mill. You think that stuff is cheap?
Oh my god! Fucking it's so expensive. We really need to bring the prices down. You know, if you made this argument to them, though, right? They'd be like, "Oh, well, you know, there's Catholic schools, right? Yes, but like, you know, you're not allowed to have like white Catholic schools, are you? Right?
The Shmuel dog is going to make that exact argument in on Piers Morgan, talking to my favorite useful retard, Jake Shields.
We got the Shmuel tide coming up. Oh my god, look at this. The Limiting Principle podcast.
Oh, you caught me.
Are you going to give me for featuring my content? Lol.
Hey, the Bitcoin is all news fist. He is in the streaming and Bitcoin department of the channel. Okay, that's out of my hands.
Good to see you, Patrick. Check out his channel at the Limiting Principle podcast.
Yeah, let's see how much power we have over here. I'd like to see. I'd like to see the bump that's possible.
Yeah. Give him a bump. Give him a bump. And we got another one. For another $2. Give me 50 schmeckles in Bitcoin. Actually, the schmeckle got rug pulled. Schmeckle coin got rug pulled. Patrick. So 50 schmeckles is it's barely worth anything now, right? So look, I hope you got out of schmeckle coin.
Yeah, honestly, don't mess around with those like lower, lesser, like gimmicky coins. Just go full into Goy coin. That's the most stable one that there is.
Shit coins, we call them, mate. Now what's this one? So this is the Tikva Jewish Leadership Conference. They're just having a bunch of these, right? Here we go. Look, you might be having problems out there, young men, but you know who's got the solution for you? Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro. They're going to tell you how you should lead your life. I hope you're all listening, kids.
These people, Nick Fuentes and Tate and Andrew Tate, they are speaking into the lives of young men in a way that normie conservatives are not. So now let's ask ourselves the question, as Jews and as Americans, what actually could Jewish ideas leadership say to young men and to young women What can Jewish ideas actually do to renew, replenish, revitalize this society that we care so much about?
So, I really think that biblical ideas, and here I say they're Jewish ideas, but they were extended through Christianity as well. But the sort of very Jewish idea that you have a role and a responsibility in the world, and you need to go do that in a muscular way, that actually Judaism values the idea that you're supposed to forge forth into the world, and you have moral duties that you're supposed to do every single day. These are things that you're required to do every single day, and that you're a loser if you don't. Really, you're a loser, and you're making your life worse. Okay, we shouldn't be shy about this. I think that we're all too shy about this sort of.
Would those daily duties involve, I don't know, praying to Jesus and going to church and taking communion, or are you talking about a sort of mooish legalism there, Ben?
Honestly, this makes me appreciate Eric Arval so much, and we got to get him on here at some point. I know he would do it. I just don't know. I just don't know what to say. I just don't exactly know.
Oh, look, I'll message you. I'm
do that.
I'm good at that.
I'm a retard.
I'm pretty sure I know people who know him. So,
dude, I have no problem making it essentially just a promotion, just completely endorsing support for exactly what he's doing, because he is the only white. He started to take it extra seriously now, and he was officially like, hey, Nick Fuentes, tried working with him, but I'm going full steam in my own direction, and you can hop on the train, you can hop the fuck off of it, because he is actually manifesting exactly what he wants to do. I actually saw a tweet where he goes, please stop applying. He goes, men, please stop applying if you have a non-white wife. You're breaking my heart. So he is very polite, and he's like, this is white shit that we're doing. And he's very unabashed, but he's not shitty about it. And I also want to talk to him religiously. He's very fascinating man religiously, which I'd love to hear you guys talk about that.
We're doing white shit up in here, boys.
Right?
Somebody grab the cheese and the crackers.
Yeah, and selling weed and psychedelics in college.
That's right. Exactly.
Sort of stuff with young men, particularly. We say, if you choose not to, that's one. If you no. Your life will be worse, and you will be a loser if you don't do these things that are going to make your life better. And again, I speak to young men all the time, and the reality is, if they don't hear that message, then you're not speaking it proudly enough. And I think that's the mistake that, frankly, people in the pro-Israel community make all the time, sort of an apologetic approach to the way that they're pro-Israel, or people in the Jewish community speak about anti-Semitism. It's almost an apology for, can't we just be tolerated? Saying, no, there's an actual value system. That value system actually coincides with traditional Americanism, and that gives you something to do.
Judaism, to me, and I think I speak for many people in this room who after October 7th felt a redoubling and a recommitment and to our Judaisms, specifically Judaism, and getting more and more connected to observance. To me, there's just no better recipe for a meaningful life. Now, is that recipe relevant to every young man that is, getting attracted to Nick Fuentes? Maybe not, but maybe in their own flavor, it will be. And, think about the kind of message that Charlie.
Do you think it might be because the young men they're talking to aren't Jewish? Right, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, right, and just say I don't think that the Jewish religion and the Jewish way of life is relevant to people who are not Jewish, right? I know you like to do this thing where you mix it up with Christianity and you try and pretend that they're the same thing, but I think the group of people that you're talking to would get benefit from actual Christianity.
This is. As always, these are the original people that are completely out of fucking touch. This works way better. This works way better when they have complete control. What do we got?
$20 to middle-aged plumber. Thank you very much, mate. Shalom. Thanks for all you do, boys. Oh, thank you very much.
I always love it when someone is an actual meaningful job that we need in society, that fucking listening to this shit helps you fucking get through your workday. That shit always means a lot to me. Thank you.
And we've got Phoenician for $20. Wait, hang on. Let me get something up here.
Children, adult children.
Phoenician for $20. I don't know how money works. Talk to Fist. Artie 2025. This is a true statement. This is a true statement.
It is a direct quote. Okay, it was a quote. There should be a date after that.
Thank you very much. And Waffle. Shalom, my niggas, my miggers. Fuck, you got me. Wow. Shalom, my miggers.
Migas, please. This is all about YouTube's automated transcript And the M and the N are not even cousins. They're almost twins, okay? Migas! Please, YouTube, please, Migas!
Migas.
Thank you.
Migas. Sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. Thank you very, very much, Waffle. Right. So, fucking hell. What else have we got? Now, one of the things that we are seeing, of course, is that the magic voids are no longer working, bros. This, of course, is an incredibly consequential development. The sort of outcome of which we're not really going to know for a while. The entire West has really been like controlled by these magic words for ages. Even the racism word is starting to lose its incredible power. What's going to replace it? It's going to be interesting. But even this guy, and this is this another conference? Oh, I got so fucking many of them.
That's what I'm saying.
All
of them are like 3-letter conferences.
This is the Z3 conference.
Mind you, a conference is a conglomerate of NGOs. We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Conglomerates of representatives. So at each of these conferences, it's where representatives from maybe like 50 NGOs go to then all get on the same page and go back and relay information to each other.
Yeah.
Sadly, talking about anti-Semitism no longer works. It should. Like anti-Semitism is incredibly real. It's rising like crazy. You have even a simple thing like Dave Portnoy, who's an entrepreneur and like podcaster. Just yesterday, some young right-wing kid threw money at him and called him a dirty Jew, and like Dave didn't back down. You have these types of things happening every day. So anti-Semitism is rising like crazy, but we're at a point where people are so tired of anti-Semitism, and young people feel like they just don't have the opportunities that they want or promised. And when you talk about anti-Semitism, their eyes glaze over and they're like, "You don't get it. I want to talk about me." And so there's just like we need new tactics, and we need to understand kind of I think to protect Israel and to protect the Israeli economy, you actually have to understand what's happening in America, and you have to try to deal with the issues here.
Yeah. So these
new tactics. They can openly talk about how their tactics.
These were essentially luxury beliefs, is what they were, right? While everything was like going fine, there was like room for all of this stuff and no. But now like the shit is actually hitting the fan. And nobody cares anymore about this very, very small, influential group and their problems and issues because everyone has their own problems and issues. Is this another conference? My God, it is. This is oh my God.
The Mooish Federation of North America. North America, but the fucking continent, by the way.
Dude, how many fucking conferences
unification of unification.
How many conferences have they had? This bitch
how many NGOs do they have, dude? And this is what Nick Fuentes talks about, and this is what they don't want him to talk about at all whatsoever.
Oh, wait. We got another one from Patrick.
We'll get in position.
We need the Dancing Pepe. $20. Thank you so much, Patrick. To clarify, Fist, I'm late to the stream, so I'm catching up. I don't fuck with the demonic astral projection demon stuff either. Episode going to be more about elite lunatics who think they can harness such a phenomenon. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a much better angle.
It's very futuristic. I imagine it's for people that are really into like futuristic sci-fi. He really like shows exactly what these people who are in positions of power, how they want to like transcend the human race. So it's not fiction. It sounds like fiction, but he makes nonfiction look like fiction by showing what they're saying. So
I'll catch up with it. Thanks, thanks, Patrick. And €5 from Stackademic Slagent. Careful, I hear the touch of Migas can turn every green dollar sign yellow.
Oh, wow, a monetization joke. Very, very pertinent. Wow,
King, what a Migas. Dagger. Yeah, King Migas, of course, quite famous for that. Thanks very much, Academic.
Wow, dude, King Migas is too good.
Now look, this bitch is kind of crazy, but she does elucidate very, very well the fundamental point that everyone has been like saying. I was wondering how long it would take for them to catch up with this.
I think that since October 7th, but really before then, there have been huge shifts in America on how people think about Jews and Israel. And I think that is especially true of young people. So we are now wrestling with a new, I think, generational divide here. And I think that's particularly true in that social media is now our source of media. And this, it used to be that the media you got in America was American media, and it was pretty mainstream. It generally didn't express extreme anti-Israel views. You had to go to a pretty weird bookstore to find global media and fringe media. But today, we have social media, which is a global medium, right? Its algorithms are shaped by billions of people worldwide who don't really love Jews. And so while in the 1990s, a young person probably wasn't going to find Al Jazeera or someone like Nick Fuentes, today those media outlets find them. They find them on their phones. It's also this increasingly post-literate media, less and less text, more and more videos. So you have TikTok just smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza. And this is why so many of us can't have a sane conversation with younger Jews, because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage. So I want to give data and information and facts and arguments, and they are just seeing in their minds carnage, and I sound obscene. And, I think, unfortunately, the very smart, bet that we made on Holocaust education to serve as anti-Semitism education, in this new media environment, I think that is beginning to break down a little bit. Because, Holocaust education is absolutely essential. But I think it may be confusing some of our young people about anti-Semitism because they learn about big, strong Nazis hurting weak, emaciated Jews. And they think, oh, anti-Semitism is like anti-Black racism, right? Powerful white people against powerless Black people.
Hello? Are you there? You muted? I think you're muted.
So when on TikTok all day long they see powerful Israelis hurting weak, skinny Palestinians, it's not surprising that they think, oh, I know, the lesson of the Holocaust is you fight Israel. You fight the big, powerful people hurting the weak people.
She couldn't resist slipping the anti-white thing in there. Right. Yeah, I was muted. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
This is the problem, right? The war in Gaza has fatally undermined the post-World War II narrative, right? This is the essential problem. I don't know how they're going to recover from this, man. Big time for $5.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate. She hit all the right points, but for all the wrong reasons. They just double down constantly. Yeah, it's true. I'm fascinated to see whether they're going to change course or whether it's just going to double down, triple down, quadruple down. I'm not confident that they're going to change course. Actually,
ready to go
right.
To Piers,
So
Piers,
that's
Piers
the
Rubin?
end. Yeah, that's the end of the Moorish
Beautiful.
news. Oh no, well, this is sort of listen, I gotta get some more coffee and take a slash. Can I just play this? It's 4 minutes.
Take a slash, yeah.
That is the common vernacular. Thank you very much. What, you never heard that term before?
No.
Australian is a beautiful and wonderful language, mate. Right?
It's a very gritty language. Take the piss. Oh, he's taking the piss.
It is very gritty. Okay, right. I'll play this. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
You acknowledge that there's been no starvation, correct?
No.
You don't acknowledge
I
that?
don't acknowledge that.
Where are the videos and images of the starving Gazans?
Well, I've seen a lot, but you would dismiss them all as fakes. The UN says there was starvation, but you guys don't believe a word the UN says. The other official bodies say there was starvation. You don't want to hear a word they say. Israel denies everything. You can say that no Gazan has starved at all. The reports by almost every official body say the opposite, but you don't believe them. However, the best way to get to the truth is let journalists who are used to covering in war zones, let them go in and do their job, particularly now we have the ceasefire. There is a reason the Israeli government is not letting the media in. They are terrified about what the world will uncover.
I just think that's just...
Well, let them in. There's one way to find out.
A lot of them look fat. They have fresh clothes
I've
and
seen
fresh
lots of
haircuts.
images of Palestinians looking hungry.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't dispute that 20,000 plus children have died, right?
So whose fault is that?
You don't honestly think that life for a young Palestinian kid in Gaza in the last 2 years has been anything but utter hell-y. I do believe the 3-month blockade earlier this year was a criminal blockade. I believe it was deliberate starvation of a people, deliberately denying them food and aid.
Has any other country in the history of the world been told to feed the people that are killing it?
If you look at the Geneva Convention, but then no other country in the world had the control that Israel has over Gaza, right? Which again is a whole separate issue. Show me another moment in the 75-year conflict where the response has been to kill 60 times as many people and where you have hang on, let me finish, where you have a government
with people like Smodrich and Ben-Gvir, who begin publicly, openly talking about ethnically cleansing all the Palestinians from Gaza, about annexing the West Bank, about taking complete control of all of it, to the point that Donald Trump had to step in and say that is not happening.
Random ministers
Well, they're
talking,
not random
talking
ministers.
about,
They're
but,
not two
but
of the
they
most
are.
senior people in the government.
No, but them talking about things is different. I mean,
Is
literally,
it?
but is there?
I hear that,
wait,
I hear that a lot. Well, my point is this: you have a unique population in Gaza where half of them.
Can I just point out how completely disingenuous Rubin is being here, right?
He has no argument. He just knows he has to defend something.
If any government official, right, came out and said anything about the moose, the way people like Smotrich and Gvir talk about the Palestinians, right, you would be able to literally hear the kvetching from Saturn, right? Like if they had like a space listening post, okay, you'd be able to, it'd be like KvetchCon 1. But when people, high-ranking people in the Israeli government say stuff like, oh yeah, we've got to wipe them all out, we've got to starve them all to death, we're going to get all Old Testament on their ass, right? You know, we're going to Amalek these bitches. No, like, look, they're just saying stuff. You see, like Fuentes, he's just saying stuff. I, as far as I'm aware, Fuentes has not pogromed anyone, right? He has not been at the head of any right-wing death squads. He's just saying stuff. I wish like they just. Oh, he's just.
I know, but like, but this is why I say like they're not clever. They're just in power. All Dave Rubin knows is just defend them. They don't even. Do they even give these people like lines or arguments to defend them, or they just send out the Shabbat signal that goes defend us, and they go, okay, well, I guess I'll defend you right now. Is that embarrassing for them that there's like no one knows how to defend it? Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I haven't seen Dave Rubin at any of the conferences, right? You know,
the signal.
Maybe he's too busy at home with his gay lover and their children.
Designer baby.
Mate, I'm sorry. I cannot get behind that, right? Like maybe he's like a nice dude and stuff, but to me there is just something really wrong about like two dudes adopting like a baby. I
still have to find it. I looked for it when I was getting stuff together. I couldn't find it. It might be his sister that gave birth to the child.
Oh.
And if it wasn't his sister, then he was considering publicly about making his sister have his baby. Or his boyfriend, you know.
Mate, that shit is family. It's wrong. It's wrong. God mode enabled for $2. Have you seen the YouTuber J-Boy? I have not.
Neither have I.
Waffle coming in with 5 memberships. Wait, I think you need an Apu punch for that.
You know what? He's too powerful.
Somebody stop him! Somebody stop him! He can't keep getting away with it, bros. He can't keep getting away with it.
Getting too strong, please.
And we have T-Bone 4529 for just the straight $5. Doesn't even have a comment. All right, that's what we like. Just give us money. We're down with that.
Just vibing, you know.
Thank you very much, mate. No, I got to find the thing to like hide it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing. I mean, Piers Morgan is usually like a complete fucking retard, as we will see further in the show, where he's basically talking about how he doesn't care if like the population of Britain gets fucking replaced. But the thing about Piers, right, is he's a boomer. He trusts the institution, right? He trusts the government.
In order for him to have his job, he has to, dude.
No. It's not just his job, mate. Right? Like this is like bone deep behavior.
His throat yearns for it.
It's the boomer lust for the legitimacy of institutions that now no longer have any legitimacy. You see it everywhere, right? They won't believe anything unless the fucking government says it, basically.
We're under 18. There is a unique proportion of kids in this part of the world, right? So at what point do you try and find a different way to resolve this? The only solution that seemed to be being offered by Netanyahu, Ben-Gvir, Smodrich and the others was to raise Gaza to the floor and to expel all Palestinians.
So
Netanyahu would annex West Bank tomorrow.
He's been in power for 20-something years. He could have done it any point. Notice he hasn't. I mean,
come on.
No, but
come on.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They've just been taking the West Bank piece by piece by piece. Like the stories of like settler violence in the West Bank are like legion at this point. There's tons of like video. Like they just like rock up to some poor bastard's house, right? The cops stand around, and if the people who are in the house like fight back as they like take your house, they shoot you in the face. Like,
but this is why it seems like they just pay them money. They don't give them an argument. They don't tell them what to say. They're like, dude, just fucking wing it. Here you go. Like, what? Like, they can't even get on the same page, dude. Completely unprepared. As long as you're willing to embarrass yourself, they'll give you the money. That's the only prerequisite.
I mean, it's weird, right? Like, surely the thing to do would just be to get the cops to come in, clear them out, and then give the house to the settlers, right? But oh no, the settlers want to actually do the displacing themselves with the cops as backup in case like they fight back. That's fucking weird, man. That's really fucking weird.
Well, there's a couple things here. I mean, first off, I don't think any country in the world has ever been asked to feed the people that are holding its hostage, right? Like, have you ever called for any other country to do that, or anyone?
Well, okay,
has anyone ever called for that?
Oh, British prisoners of war in World War II were fed.
Yeah. But
what's the difference?
What?
Prisoners of war in World War II were fed. So what's the difference?
Because they were holding hostages. They're holding their people. I mean, to me, it seems that you as a British
people
citizen...
being held hostage in Nazi Britain, the Israeli government, which is a hard-right government. Smotrich and Ben-Gvir are not just right-wing. They're absolute far-right headbangers.
But meaning what? Meaning what? They have
meaning what? They want to ethnically cleanse the Palestinian people. Come on, Dave, they do.
They're in the government, and they haven't taken an extra inch of the West Bank. They haven't. They're not.
Well, actually, that's not true.
They haven't.
They've been expanding settlements left, right, and centre.
They haven't.
Yes, they have.
Piers,
you know they have.
Piers, have you been to the West Bank?
You don't.
Oh, no, they haven't. You've been there. Why would that fucking matter? Jesus Christ, mate! Imagine just being like fucking like that clueless, man. So you're like, oh, we only ever do good things. Fucking hell.
Everyone who goes to Israel is a guided propaganda tour. And for anyone to act like they don't let regular journalists in there. Like, you have to be sucking their toes to go there. That's the criticism. They got nothing to say. He's like, come on.
They do what they did with Lindsay, right? They like take you up to the border wall. Right, and they like show you the border wall, like, you know. Well, now you've seen guys like they like fake like a couple of trucks like going through this thing and be like, see, right, you know, like that truck is filled with like, you know, My Little Pony plushies and like love and wishes and like, but yeah, right.
Build apartments. They build apartments in current places.
Has there been an aggressive expansion of settlements in the West Bank during the war?
An aggressive expansion of settlements
in the West Bank during this war?
No, 100% not.
There has been. You see everything to the prism. There's nothing to see here, Gov.
No.
Israel has done no wrong.
No.
Have they done any wrong?
I don't know how to conduct a war exactly, but I know that if
it's not my question. Has the Israeli government done anything wrong in the way they prosecuted this war?
Not that I know.
Okay, this war didn't start on October the 7th. This is a conflict that's been over 7 decades.
Well, it's complicated to say. You know, I'm not a general. I couldn't possibly comment.
This is like playing a Down syndrome child in basketball and just dunking on him and blocking all of his shots. He's not even giving him a chance to come up for air.
Big time. For $10 US. Wait, hang on. We need let's see. Let's give you the clown, Pepe. White people countries are expected to care for their own demographic replacement and be happy for it. Piers pushes back on Israel, but not against two-tier queer or poop stain of London. Part and parcel. Yeah, exactly. He does
that was a Freudian slip. He put two-tier queer. You called him a queer.
yeah. I did that deliberately. Two-tier queer. And from Phoenician for $5. Do you have a number of press releases or government stats for that opinion, Fist? Yeah, thank you very much. I can't think without reports or official documents. Yeah. So, do you have an opinion for that? I love this fucking soja. We need one with like the serious hat. We're gonna do some soy jack farming.
We just did these yesterday. Okay, we just all of a sudden had these yesterday. Okay, so are we ready for the precursor to the Shmulman? To Tim the Shmulman Taylor. I got this.
Sorry, I've got some like more.
Well, we can pad it in the end if we need to.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Wait, I've got like 2 minutes of Fuentes. I wanted to like book in this with.
Okay.
Okay, let's enjoy a bit of Nick for you all.
Republican Jewish Coalition.
Wait.
Yep.
I haven't shared the thing.
Not a problem. I got it. You good?
Oh, right. Okay.
What else are we supposed to conclude when we see week after week Republican Jewish Coalition, World Jewish Congress, North American Jewish Federation, Conference of Major American Jewish Organizations, and we see one after the other, Ronald Lauder, Mark Levin, Randy Fine, Barry Weiss, Ben Shapiro, one after the other, they take the stage and say, we're going to make our decisions. We're going to use our position and resources. We're sick of hearing about Gaza. America will fall. America will get what it deserves. How much more of that do you need to see before you understand what's going on? It's so obvious. And by the way, everybody gets it. They're trying to get you to not get it. Everybody sees it. They're trying to trick you. And they're trying to conflate that. We don't hate them, and we don't hate them because of who they are or how they were born. We don't hate anybody. But this sick shit has to stop. This state within a state that they have, it's what it is. This nation within a nation, it's not American. It's un-American. It's disloyal. It's not right. It's not just. And it's killing our country, and it has to stop immediately. And someone has to call it out for what it is. I don't want to hear any more equivocation. I don't want to hear any more qualification. People say the secular state of Israel's governmental policies. Really? What role in that does Larry Ellison and Barry Weiss and Yoram Mazzoni have? Nothing. They're here. They're born in America. They have American citizenship. They use our system to help themselves and Israel. It's bigger than that, and everyone knows it. Why, oh why, is Eric Weinstein in Italy, in Rome, flipping off the Arch of Titus if they don't think like how I say they think? So the law of the land is America first. And if you can't get down with that, you cannot have power in this country. You can have your life, and you can have your rights, and you can have your liberty. And I don't think anybody should bother you. But you cannot have power over Americans if you don't put America first. It's that simple. Does that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I that put my thing through? I thought I was going to stay in the queue.
No, right. I mean, like,
sorry.
Nick makes a really, really good point there. Okay. Asking, is this just? Now, we are all conditioned to ask, is it legal? But that is actually the wrong question to ask. The proper question to ask is it just? Because you can have unjust laws. You can do unjust things legally. The proper question to ask is this thing just?
Mm-hmm.
And I hope more people will start like making that argument. Big time, another big time. Oh, look at him.
Thank
he's
you, mate.
He's splashing the cash. I feel like a stripper. You know, at a CIA MK Ultra training camp or something. You know,
I feel like a little boy at an Eyes Wide Shut party right now. Let's go.
Best kind of party, right? The reason Rubin can gaslight so much is because his colon has been smoothed over from so much pee-pee into poop.
Do women will women ever understand that pee-pee poo-poo is always going to be funny to men? Do you think they'll ever understand that?
No, I don't think they will. I think this is one of the fundamental gulfs between the sexes that will never be bridged, to be perfectly honest. And we've got Caesar the Great for $10.
Thank you, mate.
Hang on, I gotta put a. Here we go. Yeah. We need a James Lindsay skit that starts with him being wined and dined by Netanyahu while they butter him up on his tour and ends with him at a nice white shut party in the moose hunting his soul.
What if we told you we have just the man for that? That's not available tonight. It'll be available in the next couple of days. So we'll feed that into our. I'm just gonna call him our AI machine.
That's a great suggestion, Caesar the Great. Thank you very much, mate. Right, so you've got you've got something. No, wait. Before we go, mate. God. I got one last.
One last one. God.
Wait, hang on. You'll like this one.
I hate these people. I don't like any of it. This doesn't feel like I like. That doesn't feel like I'm gonna like that at all. I don't agree with. No, I don't like that.
Now, let this be a lesson, everybody in the chat.
I have a message to the anti-Semites, especially the Christian ones. The Jewish culture is the key to world peace. Learning Hebrew, studying the Bible, singing songs praising the oneness of God. This is something that the Jewish people will teach the whole world once the world is ready. So if you're still an anti-Semite after watching this video, just remember, every time you speak hatred, the Judaism grows stronger in the world.
So there you go, bros. Right? You've been told. You've been told. I don't want to hear any anti-Moorish sentiments in the chat. Because if you do, they just grow stronger, bros. Right. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Now allow me to try to make you as antiseptic as humanly possible. So now, just like with the left, it's a circular firing squad, okay? Some of you may have seen this guy and completely disregard him. I'm always cow hunting, fellas. And this guy needs some screen time. So,
if you full screen the tweet, it will just widen to the window that you're sharing. Give it a try. It's pretty cool. And then we don't have to see all the noise around it, mate.
Some of you take Ben Shapiro's side because he's an Ashkenazi European.
Okay, so this is going to be about if you like it's a very similar choice that you have. If you're antiseptic, then it means this. So this guy is seeing a huge opportunity right now. He's a moo, but he's got a little bit of a tan. So you don't think he's going to leverage that? So if you like Ben Shapiro more than him, then that means you're racist. Now, can we all agree that racism has disappeared and now it's just anti-septicism?
Have you got that clip of the Moorish guy and the black dude beefing in?
Yeah, I'll be able to find it.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, roll. You got to find that, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll this.
And I'm a Middle Eastern Jew, but most Jews actually look like me. That's a fact check. That's demographics. About 2/3 of Jews in Israel are Mizrahi or Sephardic, meaning from the Middle East, North Africa, or the Mediterranean. That's literally our history. That's literally our story. And I will not subscribe to your Ashkenazi, snobby, elitist attitude. No, fuck off. So when I brought up Ben Shapiro, it wasn't to disrespect anyone. It wasn't to divide anyone. It was to start a conversation that we have avoided for far too long, that he's failing with Gen Z. So is Mark Levine. So is a lot of that elitist, snobby attitude that we have here in the United States. And I know some in the Ashkenazi world didn't love hearing it. Okay, and that's okay. I get it. Every community has its sensitivities, but I want to be clear in the most respectful way. I don't believe in hierarchy inside the Jewish people. No one is above anyone else. No one is beneath anyone else. We all come from unique backgrounds, unique cultures, unique countries, unique journeys, but we're all one people, one family. So when I speak up, I'm not going to do it to just challenge someone's, words for clout. No, I'm doing it because I believe it's best in our community's best interest.
Not for clout, okay? Not for clout. Now,
I feel like the Ashkenaz would have something to say about this, but yeah, go on.
In reference to what was being discussed, we're going to have a moo saying to a black, "What did you say? What did you call me?" Usually in the past few years, this has been a white guy behind the counter, and then the person behind the camera is a black person going, "Say it again, say it again, say it again."
Yeah.
And we have been unfortunately stereotyping the black community as repeating themselves over and over again, telling someone to say the offensive slur. Now the issue is that he says the word Jew, which they're so mystical. It can be a swear whenever they want to. It's so convenient.
Yeah, I mean, is it a swear or not? I'm so confused, bro.
Well,
right?
Would you be surprised if it depends who says it?
Look at that freeze frame.
Yeah, I did. See, this is gonna be this is why I'm a civic nationalist. Okay, we have to. There is no POC in white. Okay, there is sure.
But it's like Chris Tucker after he's just done a massive line of coke.
Yeah, it is. You have to realize we're all Gentiles. Okay, we're all Gentiles. Okay. Now we can have our own distinct identities and whatnot, but I don't want to burn any bridges with people that are on the same page that happen to be born differently. It's going to take a very wide net, but let's get through this.
Look, my position basically, right, is as long as you're racist, I'm cool with you. Right? Basically, right, I don't care what color you are, right, as long as you are racist, right, and you can take a joke, I'm down pretty much. I guess I might have like some exceptions
For the
living in
most
London,
part.
but but generally speaking,
I don't give a fuck.
Well, you should.
I don't give a fuck.
should.
You should.
Say it again.
Jew.
Say it again.
You think I give a fuck?
Say it again.
me. You think I give a fuck?
What'd you call me?
A Jew.
Why'd you
is
call me
Jewish,
that?
right?
Why'd you call me
Jewish,
that?
right?
But why'd you call me that?
Because you're an
But
asshole.
why did you call me that?
Because you're an asshole.
Why'd you call me that?
Because you're an asshole.
So you have something against Jews?
Because you're an asshole.
But,
No, I ain't got nothing.
but why'd you say Jew then?
I got something against
But why you
your
say
ass.
Jews then?
I got something against
But
your
why you say
motherfucking
Jew?
ass. I ain't
Why
got
you say
nothing against
Jew? But why'd you say Jew? Why'd you say Jew? And now,
This is how a black person would act. They just repeat themselves over and over again. We are seeing a shekel session in real time right now where he just keeps repeating himself over and over and over and over and over again. You did an infraction. You can't do that. You're going to get in trouble. They are the originators of this, okay?
Mate, we got to clip some of this for the soundboard, right? Like,
Right.
It's some like magic clips in this.
Okay. All right. Let me just
hang on. We got a
shuffle
super chat.
along. Perfect. Run
Soul
some
on the
coverage.
Lich for ARS, some kind of like weird strange money. 100 of strange money. Thank you very much, Solon. Wait, we should put up like a have a sneed, Solon. I appreciate that, mate. I have to confess that I'm mimetic. I'm against chameleons and cephalopods. That seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to be against, right? The chameleons and the cephalopods are like, they're always like, changing colors and, and the cephalopods particularly like squeezing into jars and doing all kinds of like other stuff. Very, very, very sneaky. And T-Bone 4529 for $5. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
And a gay and a moo bump heads. I know. Because you an asshole. Because you an asshole. I don't like you.
Right, dude. Yeah, very, very effeminate Chris Tucker energy. Very much
Very, 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 very effeminate Chris
Okay,
Tucker energy.
so this guy is not clout chasing, okay? However, he's like, Ben Shapiro, why aren't you going to debate Nick Fuentes? Good question, but did you guys know that he debated Nick Fuentes? And did you know that I'm going to show you a short clip of his debate with Nick Fuentes? So
Who is
let's
this
get into
guy?
it.
Like, literally
This is Alpha King Nima, okay? His name is Nima Yamini, very moo, and very about himself, very narky kind of moo, but he calls himself Alpha King Nima, which you'll see in 2 minutes.
If he feels so strongly, then debate me. He won't. He knows he won't. You know he won't. I know he won't.
So, Ben, why won't you debate Nick Fuentes? You call yourself a Jewish leader, right? Then lead. You sit there on your fancy podcast acting like
he's going to sound like he's AI right now. He's going to go, you're going to sit there on your podcast with your microphone and your clothes and your shoes, and you're going to sit there and you're going to tell me with your words. He's not really actually saying anything. He's like filling out space.
You sit there with your fancy podcast in your shoes, in your suit. You won't debate me.
Have you watched this? Because that's what he does.
Fuck's sake.
good for the street Jew, maybe like me. Too good for the people who actually take the punches in this information war. You and Mark Levin did good things once. I'll give you that. Okay? But now you're essentially elitist.
When he says he's a street moo, right? Are they the people that like sweep up the pennies? They're the guys that like drive the trucks that like I'm so confused, bro. It's like what does that mean, right? Like, you know, he's down with the gangs. Is he got like, you know, weird like gang signs, right? Like, I'm so
these are very street folk, right? They don't have very soft hands at all, very hard callous hands, you know.
Right.
Very Jew collar workers, you know.
Who hide behind microphones in a nice studio. Fuentes and the Groypers are poisoning Gen Z here in the United States as you hide behind your sponsors. You say you fight Jewish hate. Then why won't you confront Nick Fuentes, the guy mainstreaming it? I did. I challenged him face to face. I embarrassed him. I took the hits my way. You sip coffee and tweet sound bites.
It's AI.
You think you're better than us. You think you're better than me because you've got studio.
What the fuck's wrong with sipping coffee? Like, he's saying these like they're really like daggers of like fucking insults. You sit there with your suit on, sitting down in a chair that I assume you own. Like, what? Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, right? Like
He built
he's
himself
kinda
as a
right.
comedian, by the way.
Like the Ashkenaz do have like a massive superiority complex.
Sure.
Superiority complex.
I wish he
Like-
had the vocabulary to actually make that true and manifest in what he's saying. He's a comedian, by the way.
Lights
Really?
and a suit. You're just an insecure
suit.
guy, man. Pass the ball. You're not our leader. Many of us are tired of covering for you. Many Jews feel exactly how I feel. I'm just the one speaking up. I'm the one that's going to take the hit for it. It's the elephant in the room. You don't speak for Gen Z, bro.
It's not clout, okay? But he's the one that's gonna take the hit for it.
How the
would
fuck
we all?
is he Gen Z?
How
Okay,
would
hang
we-
on.
I don't know.
Super chat. $5 from Double Mumble. Thank you very much,
mate.
mate. He talks like he M-dashes his sentences.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like AI. He's gonna sit there.
I
with
wonder
his-
if he got.
He said he wore a
ChatGPT.
suit. You sit there with your suit, sipping your coffee. Yeah, he's on fucking. He's got like 5 million subscribers. You moron! Like what the fuck? Yes. You have something. Okay, so his name is Alpha King Nima. Okay. Now this is only 5.5 minutes. All right.
Okay.
Anything you want to get
zoom
to
it out.
first?
Zoom it out so we
Yeah.
can. Okay. Okay. Wait. So hang on. Big time coming in again. Hot for $5. Is this the guy who threatened to grape Fuentes on the SOS podcast? Is this the guy? I'm not aware.
Is this the SOS podcast? I don't know. What's the SOS podcast? He didn't. I don't know. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if the answer was yes. We got another one.
Okay.
We good?
Okay. Roll it.
We're good?
Let's see.
No, I literally watched you, Nick, say that if Hitler were alive, you and him would gang up and murder a black man that was littering in your community.
Do you want to talk about the full context of that?
I just found that rich because in my old neighborhood in New York City, if you use the N word, they would fuck you harder than the child porn, I guess, you watch.
What are you talking about? Child porn?
I think your whole crew is packed with pedophiles.
Who?
What happened to your friend Ali?
What the fuck is this?
Ali is somebody I went.
This is him thinking he dunked on Nick Fuentes because he just says like things out of context. I think you're a pedophile. See, him talking to Ben Shapiro. See, I debated him, okay, and I wrecked him. No one in the comments thinks that. This is another astroturfed person where no one in the comments is backing him up. It doesn't make any sense. Everyone here looks very confused. They're like, this isn't a debate. Now, he's going to be, in this very conversation, really fucking proud of himself and thinking he's gaining favor.
To stop the steal with. He was there doing his own event.
Now, to what Michael said, you do complain that people, you get angry that people are complaining that you use the N word, that you said Hitler is very cool. But 45 minutes ago, you threw a huge fit whenever anyone here brought up the accusations of you watching child porn.
I don't think that's an accusation. Who's accusing me of that?
I mean, I think Ethan Ralph, I think quite a few people online.
Yeah, but all he has is I saw someone say this about you. And in his mind, he's like, fucking got him, dude. Absolutely got. See, why doesn't Ben Shapiro do this?
You talked about you being a closet homosexual as well and watching child porn. I mean, it's I think you know what I'm talking about. And
Nima, where are you getting
just
this
a
story
personal
from?
attack,
I mean, it's-
then. Yeah, I mean, what evidence do you have for any of this? He could speak for himself.
That you're a closet homosexual?
Yeah, what's the evidence?
I
for
think
this?
enough people have told me. I think it's been all over.
I think enough people have told me, okay? This is how far his head is up his own fucking milk chocolatey, peanut buttery, fucking nougaty butthole right now, where he just thinks to himself, I'm just going to go there and make fun of him and totally own him. You know those kinds of people that think he's like Misfit Patriot, who we need to cover a little bit at some point on another stream. But he's very much like Misfit Patriot, where there's no shame, and he just thinks that he's fucking dunking on people. And I need you to experience how much he's going to be proud of himself. And let me know if you notice the mooish tactic after levying these hot accusations, let's say.
So what's the evidence, if you know?
What's the evidence that you're straight?
Proud of himself. Pat himself on the back. Okay.
You said I'm gay, child porn. What's the evidence? Let's hear it. What's the case?
I think there's been at least 2 people in your group that have basically been caught around, with pedophilia.
Who?
Ali was one.
And what is my relationship with him? Tell me.
I don't know. You got fired by Kanye's campaign, didn't you?
So you don't know.
But you got fired by him, didn't you?
No. But let's talk about Ali, because we could talk about Kanye, but let's talk about Ali, because you said Ali's in my group. What does that mean? Because you just said that.
I mean, that's like your best friend forever, isn't it?
He's my best friend forever. What's my relationship with him?
You know what it is. Now you're downplaying it.
You don't even know.
You know what it is. Now you're downplaying it. Everyone is dead silent, being like, who is this psychotic person?
What the fuck?
He in his mind, he thought everybody was gonna put him on their fucking shoulders, right? Everyone's dead silent. The no cell of all no cells. Nobody is into this right now. And he's like, yeah, it's your fucking best friend. No, he's not. Well, probably something else that's fucking true, right?
Because you're here to attack me personally, because you have some beef with my political views.
I like Trump. You're getting defensive again.
You're getting defensive.
You're getting defensive.
You're getting defensive.
Literally just called you like a gay pedo. Why are you being defensive?
All right. That's all I really wanted to show. We can get a move on to Tim the Shmuel Man Taylor. Okay.
Hang on. We got some super chats.
Shmuley himself.
Academics Legion again with €5. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
One of you ortho bros should invent a show format and call it an autocephalo podcast. That's a free tip from Rome. The Pope just texted it to me. Thank you very much, mate. That's pretty fucking good. I like that. And T-Bone 4529 for $2. He looks like the outcome if Ben and Mark clapped. and big time again for $5.
Thank you, mate.
Newsfist and Artie, please cover the debate between Misfit Patriot and Jay Dyer about dispensationalism.
I am
please.
fully aware of that debate.
Okay. So what do you got up next, Artie?
Now
it's
we
interesting. You're driving, mate. It makes me feel sort of vulnerable and quite feminine.
Put the Shmuel Man up there.
Oh, you want the Shmuel? It's time for the Shmulio. We've got
a human being.
We've got Tucker trashing Christian Zionism.
We need to get to the Shmuel. Just
get to the Shmuel
up there.
Take him to the Shmuel. All right. Okay. We're gonna take the Shmuel to Shul. Is that what you're saying? Now, I think the first 10 minutes of this is just fucking gold, or at least that's what's in my notes.
Yes.
Let me just speed it up to like 1.25 so that we can like get through it a little quicker. Let's go, bros. Look at Fuentes there. Looking, he's all black and white, looking very evil. Leather jacket, puffer jacket. I mean, the most evil kind of jacket. Mustache Man famously, of course, wore exactly the same.
Play the goddamn video.
What is your view of Fuentes?
I think, number one, he's a white supremacist, and I think he's an opportunist that has figured out how to make money being a white supremacist.
Your negligence to acknowledge the fact that his fans, his constituents, have been following him for 10 years.
What's that got to do with his anti-Semitism?
Hitler had followers.
Nick Fuentes is not MAGA. He's MAG-GIT. He trades in being a subhuman, mentally and conspiracy-minded, Neanderthal knuckle-dragger.
He's speaking subhuman mentally. They feel left out. Housing costs are going up. Trump has betrayed us.
You can't expect me to be silent when someone denies the Holocaust in front of the entire world. And let me just be clear.
I didn't deny the Holocaust. I think the number was exaggerated.
You don't give an SHIT about 6 million Jews being killed. We know that. That's the point.
This conversation is illegal in the UK. Like he's getting an exception to have this conversation. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, it's filmed in the States, I believe.
Oh,
so he's allowed, right? Like, and Piers, like
I was gonna say,
splits his time between the UK and the US. So
he has to be giving the government a cut or something. They have some deal worked out with him, because if they wanted to get him, they could.
This weekend, the Jerusalem Post published an editorial calling for the Pope to condemn Nick Fuentes. It's led as evidence that a man and a movement which many would rather pretend was a purely online phenomenon has become a very mainstream matter. As we've talked about on the show, conservatives are openly split between those who believe the likes of Fuentes should be silenced and ignored and those who believe the right is now dabbling in its own form of cancel culture, especially when it comes to the other major dividing line of Israel. More to the point, many of the people clutching their pearls on both sides of the argument are failing to ask why he got so popular in the first place, and whether MAGA needed and still needs the movement many would now like to disavow. Wow. Well, joining me to debate all this is Jake Shields from Fight Back Podcast, Ben Ferguson, co-host of The Verdict with Ted Cruz, Rabbi Shmuley, author of Often.
Oh, he's on a podcast with Ted Cruz. Right. Okay, that explains a lot. I was wondering who that fucker was.
Known as America's Rabbi, and Richard Black, the founder of the Safari Journal Company and a right-wing commentator. Okay, welcome to all of you. Rabbi Shmuley, welcome back to Uncensored. Nick Fuentes has a growing number of followers, a growing amount of influence. The more people are trying to cancel him, the more his views have become more widely disseminated and the more popular he seems to have got. What do you feel about this? And what do you think should be done about it?
Nick Fuentes is not MAGA. He's MAGGIT. He trades in being a subhuman mentally. And
he's a maggot. He's a maggot.
Did you hear that? He's a subhuman mentally. Whatever we want to say about the moves from this point forward, just add the word mentally after, and then apparently it's completely okay. He's a subhuman mentally. Okay, dude. Well, I'm gonna put you in the fucking gas chamber mentally. All right.
He can say it. You can't.
Conspiracy-minded, Neanderthal knuckle-dragger. He is utterly ignorant. He knows no history.
Mentally.
And his MAGA is Make America German. Amen. He is just using a Hitlerian playbook. He says that Hitler is his hero. There's a lot of similarities, of course. You become famous by targeting Jews. He's not anti-Israel. He's an anti-Semite. He's a Holocaust denier. Hitler traded an anti-Semitism beginning in 1921-22 because it was the way to become the most famous. History has shown if you hate the Jews, Jews are news. So when you ask how did he become so famous, it is specifically his anti-Semitism. The question is
the hubris of being the chosen one and the world revolves around you, where you're news. Why is that news? Why is that news?
Not even fucking accurate, right? The term the Moorish question was invented by the Moors themselves, the Zionists in Germany, right? The original Moorish question was the Jews saying, well, what are we going to do, right? We've tried integrating into society. It doesn't work. We need a homeland. Oh God, just study some history. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Transactionally anti-Semitic, or is he ideologically anti-Semitic? I think it's both. But the way he speaks about blacks, that blacks should all be returned to slavery, and that if you go to a black neighborhood, you're going to be stabbed to the neck, that they're all murderers. We've seen this, of course, with Hitler, who wouldn't even shake Jesse Owens' hands when Jesse Owens dominated the 1936 Olympics, winning 4 gold medals. But Fuentes is playing with fire, because in the same way the Nazi movement cultivated hatred they could no longer contain, you have Tucker Carlson saying openly that Nick Fuentes is gay, which I couldn't care less. I have a gay brother. But Ernst Röhm, who was the head of the SA, was killed by Hitler in large part because he was gay. And at some point, Fuentes' followers are going to turn on him. Because just like Hitler didn't look Aryan in the slightest, neither does Fuentes. He's not this white Norwegian Aryan Ubermensch Superman. He's actually a short, weird guy, kind of like the way Hitler was. He has all these weird tics. He's famous because
he says that looking like the shortest, weirdest guy possible.
And when you come
next, we're gonna hear that Fuentes only has one ball, right? And he's got a micro penis,
but
and
he's
addicted
himself
to drugs.
The rat-like person goes, yeah, he's really little and weird, and he looks ugly like a shrew. Yeah, bro, don't look like that and sound like that when you're saying that. Just word of advice, optically, okay?
Phoenician Petula, take the first year, goddammit. This probably, yes, I do say that. I do say that. Thank you very much.
Long and you stoke those fires of such incendiary racism against blacks, against Jews, it's going to turn on you. And I think Fuentes is really at risk from his own people. I'm never going to.
So not against the whites, though, right? Is that still fine? I just want to know, right? Is it still okay to hate white people and talk about white supremacy and how it's the most dangerous thing? Are we still good on that front?
You just crossed your wires. There is no hating white people. There is just protecting people from white supremacy. They don't hate white people. They're just protecting people from their supremacy.
Well, I mean, that's true, right? I don't harbor any ill will towards the Moorish people. I just don't like the Moorish supremacy. Is that how that works? Am I doing that right?
No, but we actually are saying that, though. But it actually is true when we say it. Sorry, James Lindsay. It's not equal and opposite. It actually is true when we say it. We actually do want to get along with everybody. However, we understand that this is a populace, historically, that will not assimilate, and they will keep doing what they are doing, and we are going to draw attention to it. That's all we can do.
Touch him. I wish him a long life and increasing marginalization and invisibility. But I think that his own MAGGIT movement is going to turn on him.
All right, Richard Black, I can see you pulling some faces there, so you can respond.
Oh,
Yeah,
pause it.
well, I
Pause
lost
it.
count, honestly.
So
I mean,
when I was
I
first watching this, I thought this guy was a moo, but this guy was on the Jubilee episode and debated Mehdi Hassan. He was on that episode, so that's who he is. Very, very Nick Fuentes adjacent.
Right. So we've learned that Fuentes is a mongoloid, a subhuman, right? He probably has a micro penis and one ball and probably like genetic diseases and is clearly psychologically
Mentally, he has a one ball mentally. Okay,
mentally, right? Like, you know, that they're gonna.
He probably fucks kids mentally.
100 years from now, right? They'll find some of Fuentes' DNA, right, on a couch somewhere, and they'll come out and they'll be like, "Did you know that Fuentes was like a complete cripple and a retard, and that's why he held those like views that he held?"
I lost count of how many lies that was just admitted. Where do we begin? Obviously, Rabbi Shmuley is part of. Obviously, Rabbi Shmuley is part of the tone deaf majority who are more than likely the cause of the rise of Nick Fuentes. When you start off the conversation with lobbying insults first and foremost, and mentioning something about his height and his looks, you're completely neglecting the fact that at this point, and in my generation in particular, we see this as an emergency. We don't care about what he looks like. Mentioning that Hitler killed Strom because he was homosexual, which is not true. That's obviously a very complicated thing. Or the Jesse Owens statement, which again, I believe Jesse Owens made a statement that Hitler actually called him to congratulate him, and the president of the U.S. at the time did not. So food for thought there. But this is a cheap tactic, and it's one that's been overly used over and over. And I really want to warn people like Rabbi Shmuley and anybody who uses this tactic, because ultimately what you're doing, what you're forcing people to do, is to de-radicalize this movement, de-radicalize these words. When you lobby these words, anti-Semitism, and you say, well, you're not allowed at the table unless you're if you're an anti-Semite. Well, you're putting it on us to first de-radicalize what it means to be an anti-Semite so we get a spot at the table. Nick Fuentes is correcting an imbalance in the conservative movement that's been going on for 20 years, 20 plus years. He's pointing out the obvious flaws that we need to pay attention to pull away from foreign influence and control to become a sovereign nation once again. He's never said anything about putting blacks back in chains. And, if you're going to go off of clip editing and then sensationalism, obviously he's very sensational right now, you're being intellectually dishonest. You're being...
Well, let's play a clip. Let me play a clip of Fuentes.
Oh, my God. Free promotion on the way. I can't hear you.
Let's play a really short out of context clip. Shall we?
I know, but it's just going to embolden. I swear to God, they have to be doing it on purpose to embolden people. They need someone to fight. They need to make a monster, and they're trying. They have to be on one part of their strategy has to be to inflate him, to actually make him so big, right?
Yeah.
Is this really by accident?
I don't know anymore. I can't tell how much is like coordinated intelligent action and how much is just like sort of reflexive kvetching. I can't tell the difference.
Right. How much is being retarded and how much is planned?
Bloody cupcake, 54 for $2. Man thing look weird. Skaven War.
Right, dude. That's what I'm saying. Look who's fucking talking, dude.
This after we've watched it.
What are all of these groups? Who are these people? What are they actually? The World Jewish Congress, the Jewish Leadership Conference, the Jewish Federations of North America. What are we to make of this? This is totally unique. There is no other group of people that does this. I'm Italian, Mexican, and Irish. Is there anything comparable for any of these groups? Is there a World Irish Congress chaired by billionaires and bankers?
No, I mean, that strikes me as pretty openly anti-Semitic, because of course there are plenty.
It strikes me as very openly anti-Semitic.
Could they have chosen a more like presentable case that he's making? That's very direct and to the point. And like, is there any other like advocacy in this way? We just before this showed like 3 or 4 different clips from fucking 3 or 4 different conferences that unify 50 to 60 different NGOs to all for the same cause. Okay, so like, let's hear what the Shmuel dog has to say about this.
Shmuel dog coming in hot. MC Dreidel in his home.
Groups around the world for all sorts of nationalities and religious and ethnic groups. Of course there are. We all know that. So the idea that somehow this is unique to Jewish people is preposterous. The guy is clearly anti-Semitic, isn't it? I mean, there's no even pretends to not be.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm gonna jump in again. I'm sorry, he's not. You're taking a clip out of context. Here's the thing.
What was he out of context?
Well, first and foremost, I'm saying you have to really listen.
Hang on, don't. Rabbi Shmuley, let me just handle it.
Hang on,
Richie Black, I'm very curious.
A real disservice.
Hang on. When you say, Richie Black, when you say
we
took it out of context, explain how that was taken. It seemed pretty straightforward context to me.
I'll tell you why. Because first of all, you're taking it out of context because you have to take in the full scope of everything Nick says, not only in one of his shows, but over the course of time. You know, his fans, the people that are loyal to him, the people that are pushing for America first, these aren't people that just showed up yesterday. And this is where you really lose out. Your negligence to acknowledge the fact that his fans, his constituents, have been following him for 10 years. You know,
what's that got to do with his anti-Semitism?
Hitler had followers. Mussolini had followers.
Oh my fucking God! Will you give it a fuck?
Oh my God! It's Godwin's law again, right? Like every single.
Oh my God.
You know, like Mustache Man drank water as well, right? You know, he was kind to animals. Like, oh, just give it a rest. Holy fuck, right? You know, Hitler had followers too.
I know, but what's pathetic is how long this worked for. That's what's pathetic. Now
they had complete dominance of the media sphere.
Yeah,
for ages, right? You know, there were only like, 3 or 4 or 5 TV channels. Like they had like complete information dominance. Weirdly enough, at exactly the same point at which like the Pentagon and stuff was talking about like TIA, total information awareness, total information dominance, was actually the point.
I'm talking about TKD, but go ahead. Yeah,
that's actually the point at which it all started to go wrong. You know, the Pentagon was like, oh, we've got the internet now. We can we can see everywhere. We will have total information dominance. And that was when it started going wrong.
I'm curious. I will, Jake, I will bring you in, and Ben, I will bring you in. But just, Richie, just to be clear, you said that clip was taken out of context. I can't understand how it was taken out of context. It was very straightforward. What was the out of context?
First and foremost, what I'm suggesting is what you're lobbying as anti-Semitism. You're suggesting that Nick hates all Jews? Is that what you're suggesting? Like, what does it mean anymore to be anti-Semitic? Because
if you say you openly love Adolf Hitler, you probably don't care that he murdered millions of Jews.
I would definitely argue if your assumption is that somebody who has any adoration for Adolf Hitler is obviously anti-Semitic, then you yourself have not dived into history and or looked at the subjugation or the persecution of those.
I can't believe we're hearing this.
Of course you can't believe it, because this is a new age. America must rise to the occasion to address the issue of people like you. This is the new age.
People like you. Beautiful.
No, wait. You have told.
You guys want some Kvetchian for these French cries you're about to hear? You're muted. Again, mate. Can't hear you, bruv. Gonna need you to play it.
Fuck, mate. I'm gonna like fuck it. I gotta figure out my I can't believe this is what I'm hearing on my TV screen. We're here for some nuclear level kvetching now. He's got the hands up. Look at him go.
Told so many lies. Number one, Adolf Hitler never called Jesse Owens. That is a total fabrication. Wait, that is a total fabrication. Number two, when Nick went. No. Let me speak, please. Number two, when Nick Fuente says that there is no other similar group like the Jewish Federation, you don't know how many Irish Americans supported the IRA. You don't know how many Mexican organizations have Latino Congresses.
Listen,
Nick Fuente is as ignorant as you.
And defending America.
Is he comparing the World Jewish Congress to the IRA?
That's him. He did that. I didn't do that. I'm going to do it from now on. But he did that. I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it later. But he did that. I didn't do that.
I mean, is he implying that, like, the Ergon is still around? Right?
Wild.
Oh, dude.
Now he defaults to, it's reductive. That's all they can do is be reductive. Where now he just defaults to any grouping of anyone else ever. Is that what the analogous point of that would be?
Yeah, well, you see, right? People do things, okay? And because all people everywhere are completely similar and basically the same, and there are no differences between people, right? Yeah. People just do things. And because people do things, you can't look at any group of people doing things, right? You have to just look at the individuals doing things, even when it's clearly a group of people doing things. But if it is a group of people doing things, right, there's no sort of like, ethnic link, even if these people strongly say that there is indeed an ethnic link because all people are the same and like, really, you're a racist and should you shut the fuck up, right? That's basically it, right? Oh, we got another big super chat, $20 Australian.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Vashkur 9387. Guys, please change your YouTube names to get rid of the freaking numbers. These things are like stupid. I'm going to wave my hands like a
Now
lunatic.
you're
right
turning
now.
into a diva as soon as you get a little bit of money. It's incredible.
Oops, I dropped a dono. Well, finders keepers, lads. Thank you very, very much, Fashko. No, sorry, I'm not saying against you. It's just YouTube like messed up everybody's handles. And
right.
I
I
can't
heard about that.
I can't figure out like who some of the regulars are. So
It's a really
you know,
weird thing to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very weird. But thank you very much for the donation, Vashko.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate that, mate. Okay, hang on. Let's get this. Oh,
What
wait,
up,
hang on.
Rob?
We got another one. The Unconsidered for $2. Stop pointing out things that are bigot. You know, I think that's meant to be stop pointing out things that are true. Yes, well, we will take that under advisement. Yeah, thank you very, very much, mate. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Oh, it looks like Shmuley looks like the Mooish Superman, right? Dun, 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 dun. Flying through space.
And I am allowed to bring up, excuse me, and I am allowed to bring up his appearance when he wants white Americans to rule America.
You're talking over each other. Don't talk over each other, please.
No, he won't let anyone speak.
Okay.
If you love Hitler,
if you both talk at once, we can't hear either of you. We can't hear either if you talk at once. December is Heart Awareness Month, which makes you think differently about the busy holidays. Stress rises, routine slip, and our bodies, especially the heart and blood vessels, feel
right.
Yep.
Sorry.
Not a
I was looking
problem.
at the chat. Okay, so let's get back to the times. So that was just gold. I thought that was like gold.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at my timestamps. What have we got here?
You can go to what he has too.
1430 inappropriate N-word. I wonder what that means. That's what I got in my notes.
What N-word going to be talking about?
1430 inappropriate N-word. That'd be a great name for a band or something like that, I reckon.
Happen, or gas chambers didn't happen, or black people should be killed or dragged, or the N-word is appropriate to refer to African Americans. But this is white supremacy.
I'm going to get. All right, hang on. I will control the panel. Right, the Jerusalem Post editorial, which teed up this debate, said that Fuentes and Candace Owens represent a direct and dangerous challenge. They undermine decades of attempts at reconciliation between Catholics and Jews, and they prey on young Catholics, offering them a vision that.
Ah, yes, the reconciliation between the Catholics and the Moos, where the Catholics were forced to change a whole bunch of their theology, and the Moos were forced to do what exactly? Did they change any part of Judaism in response? No, of course not.
Well, yeah,
right?
they're trying to assimilate. Oh, okay. No, I think you're right.
The Catholics got Nostra Aetate and Vatican II and all of this like stuff saying, oh, you shouldn't pay attention to these parts of the Bible. And as far as I'm aware, the Moos had to change absolutely nothing. So it's not really, an exchange. It's not really sort of a coming together. I'm just saying, bros.
Fuses religious identity with outright bigotry. And the longer the Vatican remains silent, the more their poison spreads. Just before I move on to the other panelists, Ben, do you think the Pope should speak out?
Of course. And look, real leaders lead on issues like this, and they don't see how many followers they may gain or lose. I think that's the saddest part about what you're.
Yeah, I think you might be angling for a schism with the Catholic Church there, mate. Right? I'm just saying, right? Like, oh, look, the Pope shouldn't care about like how many followers he gains or loses. Yeah, he should care about like splitting the Catholic Church into two. Just saying.
I know, but it's such a moo thing to hear of. I don't care how like popular this opinion is, and it's like, yeah, obviously you people don't. That's usually the beginning of the downfall, is to be like But they say that like uncritically of what they're saying, right? You in a smaller social circle might say something that's unpopular, but you know it to be true, and you're backing up what you're saying. When they're being unpopular, they're like, we have so much power, we don't care.
T-Bone, $2. His hair looks like that weird square block. Okay.
Witnessing with not only the Pope and the lack of leadership there, but with people like Tucker Carlson. I think he's been isolated since he lost his TV show. I think he's found a new audience in white supremacists. I think he gives an audience to these supremacists to come on, and he does make a hell of a lot of money. I mean, if your goal is to be a multimillionaire and to stack cash, it works. Candace and Tucker are part of that.
Wait, so are you saying these ideas are incredibly popular? I mean, because this seems to be what he's like basically low-key saying. And if these ideas are incredibly popular and we live in a democracy, then shouldn't like these ideas be, given weight and credence? Or have I got that right, Artie? I'm so confused, mate. I can't like figure it out.
Democracy, liberty, they're weapons. They're not real. They never existed. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I've taken those to their logical conclusion in my political journey. Okay.
Is part of that, but there's others that have to call them out and be loud about it. I don't do this because I'm trying to make money. I do this because I love this country. There is right and wrong. There's a line in the sand, and I say to every conservative I know out there, you're either on the side of Tucker and Candace and Nick, and you're white supremacists that hate Jews and deny the Holocaust, or you're on the side of right and wrong.
Are you saying
this is a white supremacist, dude? How is he not a leftist? Get fucked. It's been the same thing the entire time.
It's almost like he's saying, like, he's on the right side of history. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. Like,
Right.
the right side of history. Yeah. Okay.
That's where we are.
All right, let me bring in.
Pierce,
Hang on, Rabbi Shmuley. Jake Shields hasn't spoken yet. All I would say, I would say that I don't. Look, I think you said a lot of things there about Tucker in particular. I've just spent some time with Tucker today in London, actually, for his show, and I don't recognise some of the things he said about him. Just to be clear.
Well, what though? I mean, he's given an audience.
I don't think he hates Jews, for example.
I've known him.
I don't think Tucker hates
he likes
Jews.
him.
I don't think
he likes him.
But this is.
I don't think he likes him, bro.
There really ought to
You're
be
a fucking female.
There really ought to be a law. You're not allowed to not like certain people.
Well, they said he doesn't like him. We go, yeah, he likes him. How much does he like him? It never ends. You don't win that game.
Yeah. Well, if you like him so much, go and kiss the wall.
This is what I would say to Tucker. And I saw Tucker recently. I've known Tucker for a really long time, Piers. The problem I have with Tucker is you're dabbling in anti-Semitism by saying, well, I'm not the guy saying it, but let me give a seat at the table to a very large audience of people that are saying it. You're using stooges to say it and giving them a platform. That is no different than giving a safe haven to a terrorist if you're in the Middle East or to some.
Oh, so
It's
speech
no
is
different.
violence now. So speech is violence again.
There it is.
Okay.
Where it
Good
comes
to
from.
know. Is silence also violence?
It's no different, is what he said. It's no different. Not
It's
it's
no
similar
different.
or it's like. It's no different. That's very
Yep,
declarative.
If you speak out, it's violence, and if you say nothing, it's also violence. I feel like, again, I've heard these ideas somewhere
There's some
before.
crossover. There's similarities.
Somebody that's killing the Jews when Adolf Hitler was around. You must call it out. You cannot sit there and say, I am not an anti-Semite, but please, anti-Semites, come on my show and let's fester this evil in the world. I will.
But I have a lot of
Tucker
people.
out for that.
I've had a lot of people on this show since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas, for example, who many on the Jewish side would say are anti-Semites, right? Simultaneously, those on the pro-Palestinian. Wait a minute, Rabbi Shmuley. Those on the Palestinian side make the same charge against what they say are the Zionist terrorists on the other side. So it depends who you talk to, how these things
And
get
here's what I
categorized.
would say. If you have a massive
Wait a
audience,
minute, Rabbi Shmuley. I will come back. I want to bring Jake. Look, Jake hasn't spoken yet. Jake, you interview.
Do we want to hear?
We got to scoot through.
Scoot through. Okay. So right, that's the end of my timestamps. Do you have timestamps?
Just go to these. So these tell us very well. So what? 1745 is Jake Shields' challenge over mainstreaming Nick Fuentes. Where's the? Oh no. 2021, where he expresses doubt over Holocaust statistics. I think that might be a good one.
Oh my God!
Illegal.
You think that they were burning bodies in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I think they were burning bodies in gas chambers and then mass graves.
So you think it was the fastest? You think it? Oh, do I need to go look at? So you think it was 10 times faster than today's furnaces? Okay.
How fast would have been acceptable to you?
But it's ridiculous.
How fast would be acceptable to you?
Pierce.
God, I mean, it's scary.
I don't even care about the gas chamber thing.
You don't even care about the gas chamber thing. I think you just expressed a desire you did.
If you were Jewish, you would.
I will let Rabbi Shmuley respond to that point.
It's been 80 plus years at this point. Still fucking arguing. I can't. Oh my God, I can't.
I know, but it's illegal in 19 countries. Okay, where
It's
like
so
you can
weird.
challenge the government and it's not illegal. This is illegal before challenging the very governments, right? That have made this illegal. You can say whatever you want about the UK government before you can say anything about the narrative of World War II. Isn't that fascinating?
Well, no, in Germany, it's expressly illegal. In the UK, it's probably one of those laws that isn't specifically defined.
Oh, yeah, it's not illegal. Do you feel free to... Oh, hold on. It's not illegal. Do you feel free to do it?
No, of course not. There are a lot of laws in the UK that aren't written down.
But it's
but are enforced
explicitly
anyway.
illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bodies at bad. I don't think they were. Can I finish my point? I didn't even get to the point I'm trying to make. I don't give a shit about that. Yes.
How many people do you think
you don't give an SHIT about 6 million Jews being killed? We know that. That's the point. That we know you don't.
6 million.
I don't know how many was killed. I don't believe it was 6 million. But I'm not trying to have a Holocaust debate.
That's crazy. You literally are trying to have a Holocaust debate.
Let's do a different.
You can't expect me to be silent when someone denies the Holocaust.
Yeah, we can't expect you to be silent ever.
Well, he is acting just like Mark Lamont Hill on this very show when Piers told someone to say the N-word, and then Mark Lamont Hill goes, "I'm not going to sit here and endure this abuse." Parallel. I could put them side by side.
World, and let me just be clear.
I didn't deny the Holocaust. I think the number was exaggerated.
Excuse me, Jake. Give me a moment.
Can we get back to our subject?
Jake, this is not an MMA fight. This is a debate. Number one. Pius XII remains an ignominy and will not even be beatified or made into a saint by the church because he was silent about Hitler. And now, if Pope Leo, who is Pope,
how many Christians died in World War II? How many Christians died
against Candace Owens, who's a Catholic?
How many Christians died in World War II?
He will immeasurably undermine his moral stance. That's number one. Number two, the utter lies and the ignorance of people like Jake Shields. Jake Shields doesn't know anything. If I ask him the names of Treblinka, Majdanek, Grossrose, and Bergen-Belsen,
yeah, I know all those.
Stop. I love it.
He's like a tard dozer, right? Like a retarded bulldozer, right? Like
wait, you mean Jake Shields, the guy on screen right now? You're telling me that guy's retarded? Really?
No, I mean it as a kind of like half compliment, right?
As a political weapon kind of way.
He's like just completely like immune to all the high verbal IQ stuff.
Yes, you see it exacty, right?
Oh my god, it's amazing, dude.
Stop
on every single one. They keep jumping numbers down.
Jake. How long it takes to burn a body? Let me ask you one question. Since you're a great Nazi lover like the Fuentes,
sure.
Why is it the Third2 Reich? What is the Third Reich? Just tell me, what is the Third Reich? Where's the first 2 Reichs? What are they?
I'm not a Nazi.
Don't care.
No. You have no clue about what even the Third Reich is. There was the Holy Roman Empire, then there was Wilhelm II, then there was... You don't know anything. You're just using something about crematorium.
What I do know first is can't burn bodies in 10 minutes.
What I do know, what I
He's going crazy, dude. He is going fucking crazy right now. He is ramping it up to 10.
Look at that screenshot. Shmuley's soul looks like it's leaving his body.
Jake. And like Jake's not talking. It's dead silent. He's going Jake.
But I mean, why does Jake Shields need to know about the Holy Roman Empire? Right.
Well, this is I don't know what fallacy this is, but it's let me ask you a question that you don't know the answer to. So then the audience shows that you don't know an answer to my question, regardless of what the question is.
Yeah. Right.
The reason why you want to minimize the Holocaust.
This isn't what I was trying to talk about. I had a point that I was trying to make.
Is because Jewish life to you is like cattle being slaughtered. In the same way, you don't know. In the same way, you don't know.
Let me jump in.
Perfect.
Let me jump in.
Perfect.
I'm jumping in. All right, Rabbi Shmuley.
So, but this is what James Lindsay, Constant and Kissin, this is what they want in the conversation. This is the condemnation that they want. Joel Berry, this is what they want. They're not going to criticize him for not letting him speak. They want the person shouted down, but not silenced. They don't want them deplatformed, but they want to demonize them. It's so mooish how they talk about it.
It's like, do you remember that clip was going around of like all the SJW women, and someone like laid like 9 of them in like or like 12 of them in a square, and let the audio run all at the same time, and it just comes out as this like garbled screeching. It's basically that, right?
I'm jumping in. Rabbi Shmuley, let me speak. I would say this, Jake Shields. Hang on. You say you don't want to talk about the Holocaust, and yet you're the one that brought it up. You're the one questioning the number of people who were killed. That is deeply offensive. That is deeply offensive to Jewish people. Well, no, I read you some quotes by Fuentes. Right, but you say you don't want to talk about it, and then you say something that you have no basis for your argument. You have no basis to justify your argument.
I have a lot of basis.
Well, you don't actually.
They couldn't have cooked that many cookies.
You don't. And actually, what you're saying.
How many crematorium? He doesn't even know how many.
Please don't all talk at once.
Okay, pause it. So this is why we have to skip through a little bit. Okay, and then he just lays on the ropes, right? He just fucking lays on the ropes. Go down the timestamps.
Okay. I mean, this is just like what is this, like team kvetching or something, right? Like, okay.
So we do have Ben Ferguson. So Catholicism and white supremacy, which would you think that's a fucking leftist having that fucking debate?
Oh, for God's sake. Catholicism and white supremacy. Oh yeah, I'm sure this isn't gonna make my fucking blood pressure go up or anything.
First and foremost, Rabbi Shmuley, you've put your foot so far in your own mouth that you're choking on it. The rest of Con Inc. and neocons are drowning as well, and this is why they're panicking, by the way.
Well,
I'm not being on this panel because you guys make me feel young, by the way. You make me feel young in a panel full of fossils. I want to address, by the way, what Dave said earlier about Nick. This is really important as somebody who's Catholic. I have a real big problem with what you just said about him pulling
Dave?
Catholic young men. Or is it Dave, the guy in the middle? I already lost his name. Sorry.
Ben.
Who's the guy in the middle? Ben.
I don't remember his name.
It would be Ben.
It would be Ben. Okay, sorry. So Ben, you mentioned that Nick is pulling Catholic young men down the wrong road. You don't know these people.
I didn't say that.
These are my friends. No, you're suggesting that the Jerusalem Post should, in fact, don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. The Jerusalem Post should, in fact,
it was the Jerusalem Post that said that.
Let me make a comment about that.
It was the Jerusalem Post that said it, not Ben.
Thank you. I didn't say that. I was correcting you.
But
he agreed with it. But he agreed with it.
But you were defending the position of the Jerusalem Post to do this, right? I know a lot of these young men who have started lost, addicted to pornography, addicted to violence, addicted to all these things that are troubling them. They find Nick Fuentes, they become Catholic. They become confirmed Catholics. They change their lives. They become better people. Some of these people...
Many people that watch him also become white supremacists.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I'll tell you right now.
Yes, they do. Oh, my gosh. I think that would insult Nick Fuentes.
Let me finish talking. You don't even know what a white supremacist is. I guarantee you. And you know what?
I'm looking at one right now.
Dude, he's not a leftist.
Right now.
But he's not a fucking leftist, dude. Come on.
Look at you being all white, being all supremacist right over there.
As soon as the fucking right is in power, we're fighting the left on the right.
Oh my
Or acting like they're on the fucking right. As soon as the right's in power, shouldn't we be focusing full throttle on the fucking left right now? And that's why Matt Walsh gets so frustrated, where he's just like, this isn't what I thought this presidency would be. Finally, we have some power. Let's use power. But there's a portion of the center right that doesn't want to use our power for that, though, because we know what that uncovers.
You wouldn't want to use any power.
One right now. I know what a white supremacist looks like.
I almost don't want to correct you because you know what? If I correct you and you eventually figure it out, if you eventually figure out what you're doing wrong, then we will lose in terms of those who are coming up and taking control of the conservative movement.
Great line.
You're not ever going to win this battle.
That's a great line.
As long as I'm right. You are a white supremacist. You said I don't know what one looks like.
No,
you're literally a definition of a white supremacist.
You can't even define white supremacist. And you pick Jake Shields and Rita Brown.
I absolutely can. You want me to say it again?
We have plenty of black friends.
I got one black friend. I got a Jewish friend.
Fuck off.
Oh, this is hilarious.
It's just the same talking points over and over. It's like they haven't evolved in like 20 years. Academics Legion again for $5 euro. This is
hilarious.
I love how the two guys on our side are a backwards cab limp biscuit wigger and an actual real life chud jack. Absolutely.
Do you have that? Do you have that picture of you?
The sickos one. I got it somewhere.
That is yeah, you know, I didn't know it was going to turn out this way. You know, I didn't make that my avatar thinking, you know what, I'm going to be pushing right-wing content one day, you know?
Hang on. I got it here. Just let me Constantly Kenneth Krieg made this for me, and I'm like, I'm so here for it.
Those are the two guys leading the digital revolution, fellas, okay?
Thank you so much.
Some sort of God adage about you don't get to choose who leads the revolution or something. There must be something in there, okay?
Right. Eerily accurate. Yeah, I know, right?
So we can scoot along to we can cap this out because it's a lot of bickering back and forth, but there's just such good lines in there. Go to 44:30, and then we're gonna fight through, I believe, an ad, and that maybe or maybe not. No, 44:30.
44:30.
We need to get to Tucker, baby.
Yeah. The pause faces are insane.
With a lot of white supremacists today, I learned something about their hatred and their quote America first. Like, I'm going to take something away from this hour and go, all right, there's a real threat here from people. They're claiming that America first is white supremacy. Like, that's what they're masquerading it as.
I think that Trump played Mom Donald.
brilliantly.
Yeah, it's such a
Trump
low
played
brow
Mamdani like a
effort
fiddle.
to try to
Trump
keep
won.
it up.
Trump won
that's what you
that
guys are.
interaction.
Keep doing that. Just keep doing it. Just
Trump
keep doing
won
it.
that interaction.
Just keep doing it, dude.
Clearly, because what Trump.
Dude, one of you couldn't even get my name right, and you're like the weasel you are. You know nothing about me. You know nothing about me.
Irrelevance is affecting my memory a little bit. You're a nobody.
All we hear from
yes, knock down to him.
For a decade, but I'm a nobody now. Got it. That's good.
To be honest with you, you're all talking at the same time. I have no idea what any of you are saying.
May I say, Piers? May I say, Piers?
We're not like, why would you?
By the way, might I point out, right? Like this debate is deliberately badly moderated.
Yeah.
Right. They could easily have a producer turning people's audio on and off. Right, and which would make them shut up. Like,
and you can have a moderator that's letting someone continue their point and deciding when it's appropriate for someone to have a rebuttal or respond.
I think.
That the reason why I did this though was because Tim the Shmulman Taylor, Rabbi Shmuley is going to think that his interlocutor interrupted him when in fact the guy on his own side interrupted him, and he's going to yell at Richie, the guy on the right, for interrupting him when he didn't fucking say anything. That's how much Kvetchian is going on.
Piers, may I say,
a ridiculous lie.
MAGA is Donald Trump, and Trump has rejected Tucker Carlson as a kook. Trump has rejected Fuentes and said he called him a kook. Yes, he did on Twitter, on X, and he said that he met Fuentes and he utterly repudiated him. And Kanye won't meet with any of these people. He kicked out Marjorie Taylor Greene with her laser.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's gone.
Trump is kicking. Trump,
excuse
excuse me, Mr. Black. Excuse me, Mr. Black.
He was agreeing with him. He's just so ready. He's just so ready to wail out and strike someone. Wail out in pain as he strikes somebody. He's so ready for it. Look at his hands. Look at everyone else's hands. And look at Rabbi Shmuley's hands right now. Look at Shmuley's hands.
You messed with the wrong dildo salesman.
Okay, we need to get to Tucker. Dude, we need to get to Tucker. It's too good.
Okay.
Tucker Carlson talks to Piers Morgan the only way I would be able to interview Piers Morgan, okay? I don't think it's this. Oh, that's a clip, right? Yeah.
That's the clip about Tucker talking about.
You want to end it with that?
Yeah. This is good.
And this is not a message aimed at Israelis or Jews. This is a message aimed at Christians, who are the largest group of Israel supporters in the United States. And their view of Israel is colored not just by sentimental attachment, which is fine, or trips to Israel, great, no problem, but by a Christian heresy, the oldest of the Christian heresies, which is that God somehow prefers some people based on their DNA. And of course, the whole point of Christianity is that is no longer true, that there is no chosen people. The chosen people are people who choose Jesus.
Wow.
That is the Christian message right there. It's not an anti-Semitic message, by the way. It's the Christian message. It's the core Christian message. And yet there are many, many self-described representatives of the Christian faith, the world's largest, who are daily sending a different message. And we should be very clear. Whatever this is, it's not Christianity. It is heresy. And among the many examples we could pick, we're going to go, because we couldn't control ourselves, with Lindsey Graham. Watch.
To people in my party, I'm tired of this crap. Israel is our friend. They're the most reliable friend we have in the Mideast. They're a democracy, surrounded by people who would cut their throats if they could. This is not a hard choice if you're an American. It's not a hard choice if you're a Christian. A word of warning. If America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
Wow.
God will kill you.
Yeah. I mean, look at, man, like Tucker just lays this out so well. Listen to this.
If you don't support Bibi Netanyahu. That's what he's saying. And there are cheers, unfortunately, cheers when he said that God will kill you. He will pull the plug on you like a quadriplegic in intensive care. You're going to flatline unless you support the secular abortion-on-demand government of Israel. That's the Christian perspective, really. That God loves some people more because of their DNA, that is not the Christian message. That's the opposite of the Christian message. The Christian message is universal. That's the whole point of it. The chosen people in Christianity are those who choose Jesus. The entire New Testament is that story. And anyone who says otherwise has not read it or is lying. God does not prefer you because of your DNA or anyone else because of their DNA, period. So the fact that people can stand up in the United States in 2025 and say something like that, and by the way, not even make the case, just invoke the power of God as a weapon. Yes. He will kill you. He'll pull the plug on your country unless you go along with this. We need more war. Listen to yourself. And it's not just Lindsey Graham. It's the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. It's a lot of people, some of whom are very nice people. People have dinner with them. They seem perfectly normal. But this is a heresy, and it's deranged. And you know it's deranged because it's a justification for killing the innocent. And in Christianity, if there's one thing that's crystal clear, It's that Christians cannot abide the killing of the innocent. People who have done nothing wrong cannot be killed. That's a sin. You are not allowed to do that, period. And if you find anyone leveraging the message of Jesus to justify the killing of innocents, that person is committing heresy. So those are the four things I think.
Man, that goes so fucking hard, dude.
Well, you want to know what's going to go even harder? The way that he talks to Piers Morgan. So that is Tucker Carlson, you know, philosophically and religiously, right? Now, how does he apply this temperament in person in the face of the most ridiculous? Like, the UK right now is not doing well. There are people
We're
who are
not in a
being...
good place. We're not in a good place, bros. Yeah.
The speech laws are not doing well, and he touches on a lot of these things as well. So let's just fucking rip into it, okay?
Okay. Do we start? Where do we start? You got timestamps for this?
We could just do... I do, but we can start with how... Yeah, how has the UK changed is a good start, right?
Okay.
Obviously, it's changed.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Piers, thanks for doing this.
Welcome.
For taking time.
Welcome to my city.
Which I've been so mean to, including in a conversation with you last winter in the Middle East. I'm attacking Great Britain. And I just want to apologize and tell you the truth about how I feel, which is I think that English culture and civilization is the highest level ever achieved by man in history. I really believe that. Everything about it. It's religion, it's language, it's literature. American society has never produced literature, I'm embarrassed to say, like what the Brits produced. And so it was out of sadness and frustration and a sense of connection to your civilization that I went on the rant about how much I hate it. But it was hate born of frustrated love and concern.
I'm just amazed you're here alive. I didn't think you get
Well, they're
here.
so passive now, and everyone's like bisexual. What are they going to do to me? Nothing. But I just want to add, and I know you love it. You're a product of it. What is it? How would you describe English culture?
I would say it's not as bad as many Americans think it is.
Really?
And it's not as good as many people here when they launch impassioned defenses
Splitting his
of
ass
our
in two
country
on
and
the
our
fence.
culture and the way things have gone would like to pretend it is. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. There's definitely been a significant change in the fabric of the country, in the makeup of the country, in the types of people who've come here, the volume of people who've come here. That's obviously had an effect on what this country is. Now, the debate to be had is whether this has been in totality a force for good or bad. And I took your views, your strident views about it when we met in Saudi. And I pushed back quite hard because I live here half of the year at least, most of that time in London. It's always been a very multicultural city. There's no doubt about that. And I don't walk the streets as Tommy Robinson would
It
like.
has not always been a multicultural. I actually pulled the numbers. It is not. It
in
was
my lifetime.
very recent. Yeah,
In my
maybe right
lifetime.
after you were born.
In
Yeah.
my lifetime. I was born in the mid-60s. But you know, the way Tommy Robinson, who has a big following in America, the way he talks about it is not something I recognize. Having said that, as I've always said about him, there are issues that he's raised which are perfectly legitimate. The biggest one is population. You know, in the 50s, we had a population of just under 50 million people. And a lot of the infrastructure, like the National Health Service, the NHS, once lauded as the greatest health system in the world, now has to do with a population of nearly 70 million. That is a dramatic increase in the volume of people in this country. And the simple truth right now is our public services are creaking at the seams, and in some cases, like the NHS, pretty well at breaking point.
Yeah, why is that, Piers? Right? Like, let me guess, social or economic circumstances, like not all the fucking migrants that we imported, many of whom now work for the NHS and are actually killing people because they can't speak English. They don't give a fuck. There's like a bunch of like rapes and sexual assaults happening inside the NHS now. It's great.
That's awkward.
Yes,
that's pretty awkward. We can check the timestamps.
It's so fucking terrible. Like, oh my god. Right. Timestamps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So F-word debate's at 54 minutes.
Right.
We can no. We can go down again. We can start with transgenderism because that kind of leads into it.
Okay.
Wait. World War II is there. Did the West really win? Yeah, we could do a little bit of that. 35-10. Yeah.
Okay.
I have done a couple segments on the Second World War that have been very kind of shallow and not even really talking about the details or whatever. You're a Holocaust denier. Obviously, I'm not. Whatever that means. Hitler killed a ton.
Whatever that means.
Dude. So people in the chat, you know, like kind of fuck talker. Absolutely. Say fuck Nick Fuentes, say fuck, absolutely. But there's moments in the culture that they are defining and contributing in a way that nobody else is, okay?
Yeah.
I'm reacting to content, okay? And I'm trying to like navigate how I feel about things. But like, what am I fucking not gonna he's so backhanded, and you just have to realize how illegal these conversations are. Like, I really need you to realize that the people that are like very critical and whatnot, the United States is the last stop to talk like this. I don't know if you realize that, okay? So I'm more focused on that than I am of the, you know, in totality of the character. Like this is it. After us, it's gone for until everything gets nuked and starts over again.
Jews, that's terrible. So that's been a diversion, really, that specific conversation from a much more important, broader conversation about what that war did to the West. And I think it's totally objectively fair to say the West, specifically by which I mean your country, which is really the seat of the West, has been in decline since the war. So, like, what is that? Do you know?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's been in decline since the war. There was a lot of recovery after the war. It was a devastating war. I mean, you know, one of the most extraordinary aspects of that war is that Winston Churchill, who many people...
Oh, God, just the cope. Just the cope. Oh, have you heard about Churchill?
Take the same thing over and over again.
Like,
it's fucking maddening.
The fucking Churchill's long dead, mate. Like, get the fuck over it.
Here to this day believe, you know, pretty well single-handedly rallied the morale of the people here to help us defeat the Nazis, albeit with obviously America's help. That he, in the end, at the end of the war, he got thrown out of office because so many people came back to a really bad lifestyle.
Oh yeah, with America's help, right? Listen, if the Americans had not helped the Brits, they would have been completely fucking destroyed, right? It was America that made the difference. Oh, God damn it.
You know, a lot of impoverishment, a lot of, you know, homelessness and so on.
Well, maybe were there other reasons? Like,
no, that was why they took it out.
Did Germany attack you first? Is that what happened? Did Germany attack Britain? Is that how you got into war with Germany?
See? The way he does that.
Poland.
Oh, but not the UK.
No.
Oh, okay. Because that does get lost.
They wanted
so you voluntarily joined the war?
Yes.
Okay, right. I'm not defending Hitler, of course, but it's just a fact that you weren't attacked. So when you say that Churchill saved Britain, well, Britain got into the war voluntarily.
Well, voluntarily.
I wouldn't say voluntarily.
I wouldn't say that. We had a moral duty, much like with Ukraine, to go to war, right? Because
Piers Morgan actually went.
One of our neighbouring European countries was attacked, and it was quite clear that Adolf Hitler and the Nazis wanted to take over Europe. This was an existential threat to Europe and therefore to the UK. So
you're arguing that he would have come for the UK?
100%.
Even though
I think it's very naive.
Your politicians and there's like not one person who was saying that in 1939-40.
Well, no, Neville Chamberlain wasn't, because he totally misread what was going on. Winston Churchill completely read correctly what was going on and came out of the wilderness to actually come and save us. I think
you signed a treaty with Poland that locked you into a course of action that destroyed your country. I'm just saying.
You don't honestly think the Nazis would have stopped at Poland?
I'm just saying. Like, he is doing their tactics back to them on the right. Like, I'm studying Tucker Carlson when he does this.
I mean, the thing is, right, this is relevant because this is exactly the same arguments they're making about Russia with Ukraine, right? Yeah. Like, this is why we have to completely bankrupt the economy supporting the Ukrainians, because Putin, he wants to take all of Europe. I see very little evidence for that, right? Like, this is basically the same kind of like bullshit.
I don't know anything, but wasn't there a deal with NATO where it was like not 1 inch and there wouldn't be a problem?
Yeah.
In terms of Ukraine, like, wasn't that like kind of an agreed upon thing, and then they did it anyway?
Yeah, back in the 90s. Basically, NATO agreed to it, and then they didn't put it down in writing. But so they gave the Russians the impression that it had been agreed, but they were like, well, nah, you know. So
I know that, and I don't fucking know anything.
This is actually one of the reasons why the Ukraine war is playing out the way it is at the moment, because the Russians will not take anything as read unless it's like signed in a treaty now. They won't accept like Anchorage was like a classic example, right? Putin comes to Anchorage, he meets Trump, they agree on all of this like stuff. And then as soon as Putin leaves, Trump is like, nah, right? So you can't trust like what they say.
I have no idea. I'm just saying.
Yes, you do, Duncan. Come on.
I'm just going by what contemporaneous sources said. I have no idea. Hitler invaded Russia, so obviously that's deranged and incredibly destructive. So I don't know is the truth. He was focused on communism. No one doubts that. this was not a communist country. But I'm just saying, Britain.
Yes, he was focused on communism, Tucker. That's a very, very salient point. Why was he so focused on communism? Possibly because the Bolshevik Revolution then nearly led to the overthrow of Germany's government and then created the Weimar Republic. Oh, yeah, it's probably too complicated, bros.
Voluntarily joined the war. It was a war that you were not involved in and you got in. But my question is, why did it destroy Britain? I don't understand. As the victor nation,
it didn't destroy Britain.
Well, look outside.
Look outside.
We're in the city of London.
Hang on. There's Tower Bridge. There's the Tower of London. Magnificent.
Well,
office blocks here.
it changed.
Ah, yes, London. Where the only things there are the Tower Bridge and that other building.
See,
right?
Yeah, isn't that like the Chinese diplomat that was like trying to ignore that what was going on with the Uyghurs, and he's like, China, very beautiful country. Okay, have you been to China? Have you been? Have you ever been?
Have you actually been? Have you seen a Tiananmen Square? Do not listen to tales of oppression from a Chinese people. It is just a
Piers is doing that. Look at outside. What? Do you see any rape right now? I mean, what are you, blind? That's a fucking argument.
I mean, do you know, right, like a view like that, have you got any idea fucking like how much that would cost, right? That place they're sitting is probably worth at least like £5 million. Okay, right? Which is like what, $8 million US? No, probably not that much. $7 million US.
Yeah.
Like from my ivory tower looking out over the River Thames, I'm just like anybody else living in London, really,
He wants to be attacked. That's so antagonizing.
London.
Why do you look at this and see a wrecked country? I don't.
Well, I don't see an English country. So we're in the city of London now.
What do you mean there? What do you mean by that?
It's not. Well, people whose ancestors built Stonehenge are not here anymore. So the city of London is 36% white, and
we are so close. Elon Musk is so close. Tucker Carlson is so close. It's like, what does that mean? It doesn't look like it. Constance Kissin said this to Hassan Piker. There is ejaculate coming out of the penis, but there is not a full load behind it yet. We are at the pre-cum stage of this, okay? We are edging. It is so fucking close to being said publicly in like a mainstream conversation. What does that mean? We're so close to it.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like what is the difference? I've got no idea, obviously.
That's happened in the last, 40 years.
But England is about 70% white.
England.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it was 99% in 1945.
Okay, so we've evolved.
But you're on the way to becoming the minority.
Oh, yes. We have evolved. Less white people means more evolution. Thanks very much.
Well, yeah, you've seen the evolutionary chart. We go from white person to gray, brown, street shitter, right? Yeah. It's the evolution of man, as we all know.
Exactly. We have evolved backwards somehow.
Minority in the country. So no one wants to say that. I think you can get arrested for saying that here.
Well, it's
white supremacy. This is the indigenous population of the country.
Well, it's a statistical fact that I think by 2100, we will be a minority white country.
2063 as of today.
Well, I've read it later.
But these are dynamic numbers, so they change.
Look, we better start talking about maybe thinking about like possibly raising a warning about the eventual possibility, like maybe that we'll be like a minority in our own country. But it's we shouldn't do anything now, right? In the future, at some point, if we don't change anything, which we're absolutely not going to, like fucking hell, man.
Piers completely cedes ground and goes, "Yeah, that's gonna happen." How it's going now, and it's like, however soon you think it's gonna happen, projecting numerically, will happen much sooner. This is an exponential thing that cannot be calculated for, right? Well, it's not a linear trajectory.
It's not going to affect Piers, right? He'll just fuck off to some other country, right? It'll be all the fucking people trapped in London who will have to suffer the consequences. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But here's my question for you. So what?
Well,
oh, fuck off.
Imagine stopping someone from talking to ask your question of so what? You're a fucking cunt, dude.
Let me refer to the beginning of our conversation when you said that the people who live in a country define the character of that country. And then you said, yes, all the things for which we were famous and in which we had pride, like our stoicism, our concern for others, our tidiness, the cleanest country in the world. Now it's pretty filthy. All those things change when you get new people moving there. You said that. I mean, you're the racist, not me. So I'm just using the parameters that you said.
I did not say that was down to
you didn't say you didn't
white people coming to the country.
Well, that's who lived
here. I don't believe that.
No, but That's what you said. You said
I said there was creaking pressure on public services.
No,
From the increased
but
population.
you also maybe foolishly admitted the truth. You could get arrested for this. I know the stakes are high. But you said that when the people who live in a country change, so does the culture, which is like the most obvious. It's like when it rains out, it gets wet. That's not a controversial observation, but it's illegal here because it is true. And my only point is not against, I've already said, I like the Bangladeshis better than I like the liberal whites in your country. A lot more. They've never yelled at me. I'm not attacking them. I'm just saying the things that made Britain, Britain, England. Is there still an England? I have no idea.
Pause it.
Those are
obviously he's caught in heat for saying that he likes the Bangladeshis more. What he's doing with Piers Morgan is he has to make a concession that he likes the Browns. That he likes the Browns. He's trying to pull something out of Piers. He's trying to get him to see the other side. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On one hand, he's dunking on him being backhanded. It's very cordial. Piers is also laughing along, but he's trying to be like, bro, can you at least like turn your back on these disgusting white liberals that are being like this?
Should we
52?
Sorry. Transgenderism?
Yeah. We could dip our toe in the suppression of free speech, unless you already know about that and you want to get right to the F word stuff.
Let me see how far. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I told you to.
We have had a massive rising issue with the suppression of free speech.
Which is a fairness issue.
But that has nothing to do with ethnicity or
culture.
Really?
So what does it have to do with, do you think?
It has to do with a very
Wait a minute. How is that not a deeper conversation?
Of what free speech
where's that come?
How is that not immediately like people are so freaking like if Nick Fuentes said that, then it would be a deeper conversation. Why is it when Tucker Carlson goes, so yeah, why is that? It has nothing to do with ethnicity? No one jumps down his throat. Isn't that weird? He has this magical force field around him.
Social and economic circumstances, mate.
You've never had that.
Governments.
No, but, of course. But those are attitudes that grow from the population, or else you would have a revolution. This is the country that invented
No, that's where you're wrong. The population does not want this suppression of free speech.
They may not, but they keep voting for the fascists every time, whether it's Boris, whether it's Boris, or whether it's Boris.
No.
He's a buffoon. It doesn't mean he's not an authoritarian.
He wants. It's funny you mentioned the word buffoon. So I once.
Well, I mean, that's axiomatic.
I'm
Boris
going to tell you
doesn't know how many children he has.
I'm going to tell you why no, because I once interviewed him for GQ.
Oh yeah, go to 52.
Boris,
I've seen this. 52.
52.
Yes, sir. Let's get into the F word stuff. Let's get this party started.
Yeah,
the father Ted Genius, right? And he decided to take on this whole trans issue head on. And a bit like J.K. Rowling, he got shamed, vilified, cancelled. He lost everything. He lost his family. He lost his jobs. He lost everything. Became unemployable. Completely cancelled. And he did some jokes on X back in April. And they were just like harmless, right? He talked about a trans woman coming into a woman's space.
Harmless to you as a non-trans person, but genocidal to the trans community.
Which again is ridiculous. So he did a joke about a trans woman coming into a woman's space. And he said, what, you should kick him in the balls, right? It was a joke. It was an even-knuckle joke. If you're oversensitive, you go, ooh, most people just laughed and took it for what it was. It's that kind of joke that wouldn't even be considered remotely controversial 10 years ago. When he arrived at Heathrow Airport several months later, he was arrested by 5 armed police officers and taken off to the cells. And I just found that utterly shocking. So I'm not pretending there's not been a massive problem about free speech.
Okay,
but what was interesting...
What would have to happen, Piers, for you to feel whatever emotion comes after that? Oh, that is. I was appalled. I would not invite them to my dinner party at all. I mean, it's absolutely appalling behavior. What would it take to get anger in your voice?
That is the entire political class, like English political class in a nutshell. The only thing they get actually angry about is racism and World War II. Right, like when it comes to like them actually being replaced, they're like, oh well, I wouldn't want to be rude. And all of the people that would take a countervailing position are gate kept out of the political class, savagely gate kept out of the political class. So they just exist in this fucking like bubble of shit, essentially.
And encouraging was the public backlash. Hence my book title, Woke is Dead. The public backlash was so ferocious that within a week, the police said, we're not going to prosecute Lennon. And actually, they said further, we're never going to prosecute anyone for this kind of thing again.
Yeah, I doubt that. I highly, highly doubt that, right?
All they're going to do is make sure it's not as publicized.
Correct. Like what's going to happen is they're still going to prosecute people for shit like that. If you've got money, if you've got resources, if you've got the backing of the Free Speech Union, then they'll like pull it back. It comes from the College of Policing, and the College of Policing has not basically reformed itself. So
imagine Imagine if China was like, listen, we let the Uyghurs go. Okay, we're not going to do that. And we've even said we're not going to do that again. You just enslave people. Fuck you. Like, you just tried to get away with it. Obviously, you're going to fucking do it again. We all watched you change your mind when you were caught.
Yeah.
That was a moment when I went, we're finally getting a bit of
But that's not, so the trans thing is absurd. It's so absurd that like, it's easy for people to say that's absurd. What's actually happening here, as I think you know, is a society is being changed by its leaders against the will of the population. The population hates it. They've always hated it. No population wants radical demographic change. None. And so it's been so profound since 1997 under Tony Blair that you're not allowed to note that your country is being taken from you. Okay.
Pause it.
So you can criticize trannies all you want.
If Tucker Carlson is not having this conversation, who is having this conversation in Britain on a large platform?
Well, no one, because you get arrested for it, right? Like, and this is the thing, man. Tucker is just flexing on Piers Morgan,
my fucking
right?
God.
Because he knows if the government arrested Tucker Carlson for fucking speech crimes while he was like in the UK, it would be a full-on diplomatic incident.
They pussied out after a week with the other guy. What are they gonna fucking do with him when the outcry happens?
The US is already gearing up, right, to make moves against this bullshit. I mean, so Tucker's just basically like, I'm untouchable. I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, and does he actually say whatever the fuck he wants in just a moment?
Yeah.
Not criticize Israel, as you know. You're not allowed to criticize demographic change, and you can't criticize the rest of the fabled LGBT community. And if you don't believe me, listen to the story, which is like, it's unbelievable. This is from the Daily Mail, which is like kind of a ridiculous publication, but I
love the Daily Mail.
I do too. There's a lot about it I like, but I mean, it's like absurd. But anyway, Elizabeth Kinney from Tranmere. Have you heard about this? She's a mother of 4. I think she's a nurse, and she gets beaten up by her boyfriend. He beats her up. She goes to the hospital, and she texts someone, a buddy of hers, a friend of hers, a girlfriend of hers, and describes the man who beat her up and sent her to the hospital as a, quote, faggot. The faggot. And she's arrested and convicted of a hate crime. The guy who beat her up is not arrested or convicted. And then she goes through this whole kabuki, which is now required, where she prostrates herself before the judge. I'm sorry, it was not a homophobic rant. By the way, you're allowed to be homophobic if you want in a free country. You can have any view you want. But no, because she used the word faggot, she's...
You can't say that, Tucker. Oh my God. We are a free country. It's just that there's some things you shouldn't be allowed to say. They're very hurtful and hateful. Yeah.
Hey,
arrested, and the guy who punched her in the face was...
Just so we're clear, she was assaulted by a man, but continue.
For fuck's sake. I wonder what race of man, because in my mind, right, I'm thinking of a certain ethnicity. I won't say what that is, but you know, I'm like,
I don't know. I really think it's a white guy, because that's who you would call. I think I almost exclusively call white guys the F slur, because there's no white thing I can call them. That's like the worst thing you can call a white guy is a faggot, hands down. That'll piss him off. If you heard in my voice that I was frustrated with you and called you a faggot, you'd be like, what's up, dude? Whoa. Like, that would cross a line. What else do you call a white person to piss him off?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, there are spicy blacks, is what I'm saying.
That story tells you everything.
Well, I don't know that story. If it's exactly
Daily Mail, baby.
Okay,
Pictures of her and everything.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying I need to look into it. But if that is how you,
I need to look into it. If it was like some like article about like how Fuentes was like bad, he'd totally take it secondhand and be like, he wouldn't even check.
Oh yeah, dude. There was 50 people shot in Chicago over July 4th weekend. I need to see a source for that. Hey, what's the source? No. Give me the source.
Unbelievable. I can't believe that.
Source? Really?
Source?
I don't believe that. Is it so unbelievable that happened in the UK? When by the way, Piers Morgan has already like admitted that his own government covered up rape gangs by the police for the past 30 years, for the past 1 or 2 generations, but he couldn't believe they would do this.
Yep.
Told it. Obviously, it's ridiculous.
Would you say the word faggot on camera?
No.
Why?
Because
you don't want to get arrested, do you?
Doesn't want to be arrested.
Because it's so harmful to people?
No,
is it like gay bashing? What's wrong with that?
No, actually, my whole issue with the whole trans debate, for example, is you don't need to slide into actually saying derogatory stuff about trans people to make the point that women's rights should be protected.
He's so desperate to get back onto the trans debate, okay? Because that's like safe ground, right? He's absolutely packing shit about getting like into like any other area.
You don't need to.
Well, I agree.
So what, I don't believe.
No, but it's a magic word.
I don't believe in needlessly sneering.
Well, I'm not smearing anybody. I just think.
But why would you use that word?
Faggot?
Yeah,
I just did.
Yeah, but would you?
Faggot.
Okay, but why?
And
Dude, come on. Like that is so fucking childish. I love it. I would do that. Like, I was feeling emotions as I was watching this, and what I wanted to say, he was saying it. Like, that is what you would want to do, but you would never do, and he's doing it for some reason. Tucker's on one in the past couple of weeks.
Just flexing on Piers. He's like, I can say it. You can't. Of course, he wouldn't say the N-word.
You're right, which he admits.
I wish he would, though, right? Like, that'd be freaking awesome.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? This is the only time to do it. We have so much momentum behind us, dude, that actually would be the only time for it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm using it because you're not allowed to, because you're
allowed to.
Go ahead.
I don't want to.
Say, I love.
You're not allowed to go. You're not allowed to go outside. I can. I just don't want to.
It's so childish. It has turned these two powerful millionaires talking about this has turned into a schoolyard debacle.
Oh, dude. I could say it. I just don't want to.
Gay people. Faggot.
I'm allowed to. I just choose not to.
This chick just got arrested for it and convicted.
Right.
So that doesn't have a chilling effect on your ability to.
There are people watching this who will be offended by the use of the word
I'm sure they
chick.
will. I'm not anti-gay. I never have been. I can use any freaking word I want.
Offended by the use of the word chick.
Chick. Okay, whatever.
How dare you be so sexist comparing women to chicks?
How about this? Let my life, the way that I actually live and treat people, be the testament to my heart. That's how I feel.
Right.
And if I've mistreated someone,
I don't
that
think
is a sin.
I don't believe. You correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe you would call a gay person a faggot to their face.
Not in a mean way.
Right.
By the way, the only people I ever hear use the word faggot are gay.
Right.
Ever. Just like the only people you ever hear use the N-word are black.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So if you spend any time around gays,
say it, Tucker. Say it, go on. Say it with a hard R. Do it with a hard R for us, mate.
I think
and I have spent a lot.
I think that the tectonic plates might shift if he said it. There might be a rumble on the earth if he said it.
Like 50 million people will be wiped out by the strength of Tucker's N-bomb.
That might actually make.
Of course, I work in television.
God,
Our staff was gay. They're great people, and they're the only ones who ever said faggot. He's a faggot. I'm like, I have no need to say the word. Actually, it's kind of an ugly word, to be totally honest.
You know the argument they use, which is...
they don't use it. They use the word constantly. I've worked with them my whole life.
Well, I wrote a column, for example, about the use of...
But I'm not allowed to use it, but you are. I don't play those games, dude.
Listen, I got my point. I wrote a column for the Mail, actually, about the use of the N-word, and the Washington Post did a huge report on this and said that every day, on Twitter as it was then, the N-word was used 500,000 times, but almost exclusively by young African-American men.
So it's cool.
Well, they would argue, and I understood the argument.
Yeah.
They've reclaimed that word.
I don't believe in universal rights either. I think certain standards should apply to certain people based on their blood, but don't apply to everybody.
What do you mean?
It went fucking right over Piers Morgan's head.
Oh,
he goes,
my
I don't believe in
fucking
universal rights at all, and people should have rules based on their blood, because that's what's being fucking talked about, where these people that look like this can say this. Oh my God. And he laughed his ass off when he said it. Like he's having such a good time antagonizing him, which anyone that listens to my content can see why I jive with that so much. It's so fun to see in the world.
He just doesn't give a fuck anymore, right? Like he's just off the reservation. He just doesn't fucking care. I love it.
We're saying
me and Tucker laugh similar. It's a high pitched cackle that we both do. Like I real recognize real. When I hear that laugh, I'm like, I know what that feels like all the fucking time.
The standards have to be absolute, or they're not standard.
I was about to make my argument. I made
Sorry, you're getting me so wound up.
No, I actually made the point in the column that I don't think that works. I don't think you reclaim it. What you actually do is you empower genuine racists to say, well, if they're using that word, I'm going to use it. And so I felt it was entirely self-defeating reclamation of that offensive word. I would say the same to gay people. If you constantly use the F word in your own...
What's the F word?
Well, you know what? We've just been saying it. If you want to keep saying it, you keep saying it. I'm not going to keep saying it.
It's worse than fuck, isn't it?
He's fucking with him so fucking hard.
Oh my God. Which F word are we talking about? Oh, holy shit.
He's a cat playing with its prey.
Oh my God.
To a gay person, from a straight person, yes.
From a straight person, but not from the gay person?
Well, that's my point. I
thought
I understand the reclamation argument that they put up. That if they
reclamation,
that they're reclaiming the word and they're disempowering it.
It's fine. I don't care.
Slur.
I think that's kind of amusing, actually. I just
don't think it works. I think the more these words get used, then the more.
But is it really about words? I guess that's kind of what I'm saying.
I think it empowers people who are genuinely racist or homophobic to then use those words.
Okay, they're genuinely racist and homophobic. I don't care. Why don't you pick up the trash? Okay, that's kind of how I feel, and stop letting people from countries where they can't speak English come to your country by the millions. Like, Don't
You're
the
allowed-
material things
you're
matter?
allowed
Don't
to
the
be
actual things
racist
matter?
and
Your father lying on a cot in a public
I
hospital?
do think that people, when they come to a country, should try and learn the language.
Of course, but no, but what I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just saying the whole debate about what words are allowed and by whom is, first of all, insane because, again, standards mean nothing unless they apply to everyone because we believe in human rights, not group rights or ethnic rights. We're against that because we're against the Nazis, right? So there's that. But it's also a distraction from what actually matters. If your dad is spending hours, I'm sure he was a Briton, he spent his whole life here paying taxes, and that's what he gets. It's like we should be having
completely unacceptable.
But it is acceptable. That's the problem.
No,
And
it's not,
instead, we're arresting that girl for saying faggot.
Well, the two things,
or as we say here, the F word.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't know that story. I'll look into it. But I do. If that
Does
is
she look like a faggot user to you?
I just think we got hit for the F slur. We may have just checked the chat
on Rumble.
What was it on? No, I think it was on YouTube. Are we on YouTube right now?
Oh my God, I don't know. Have we been nuked off YouTube? Wait. Let's see. Stream unavailable.
Yeah,
we got suspended.
All right. See? Now
Probably in
it's
chat.
live. Now it's live with them. No, it's because of the F slur over and over again. They're allowed to do it. We're not. I was supposed to. Fuck. All right. Well, that just went out. So
does that mean we lose all the super chats as well or not?
What? I don't think so. No. Everything's fine, I imagine. I don't know. I've never had this happen before. Hold on. Let's try and
bro. It's our first suspension. Fuck.
Let me see what's going on. Was I supposed to? There might be a way to get it back on. Give me just like 1 second.
Okay. Should I keep playing?
I selected that it wasn't for kids.
Oh yeah, where's the let me see. Where's the Rumble link?
Is everybody just in the chat right now? Is the chat still live on YouTube?
I think the chat's still live, yeah.
Oh no, we got people on. Oh no, they said Rumble. They're on Rumble now. We just might as well wrap it up because I have to see what the fuck this is all about. I can't ignore thinking about this right now.
Okay, I'll put the Rumble link in the YouTube chat just in case anyone has like missed it.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah. This is a good thing. Wait a minute.
Oh, we're back up. We're back up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Now, I need everybody to realize how much I appreciate you, why I'm setting up a parallel structure, and how absolutely flimsy these rules are. I was very concerned, and now I have a shot of euphoria going through my fucking brain. So this is why it's important to go to alt media that's listed in the description in case something like that happens again.
Yep. So
anyway,
are we going to wrap up after that? Did YouTube just
let's go down, scroll down. I have a timestamp we can end on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's do 1:14:37, the migrant invasion, and that'll lead us into global homo agenda.
Do you think it's because we're playing like too much of this one stream or something?
Absolutely not. No. This isn't. Tucker Carlson doesn't make his stuff that strict. Joe Rogan does. I've never had an issue with this.
Okay.
It has to be the repeated F-bombs which set them off. And then I'm assuming that they're like, oh, well, we already showed that on YouTube and it was corrected. Because that's why I want to show this is on YouTube already, right?
Dance amalgamation for $2. It's because of copyright on Tucker's show. Yeah, I mean, I don't know
why they would just give it back to us then. So yeah.
Well,
but this is the thing
because we stopped playing it.
Oh. Well, okay. Then save my channel. Let's just end it here. Because it was taken away.
Okay.
Hey guys, we like the channel, right? I need you to understand how terrifying that was. Okay. That did not feel good, dude. Okay. So
I mean, we can end on this.
Yes.
This
Excellent. Excellent. So we don't
this
know
is
what it
pretty
was.
offensive.
We're gonna act like that never happened. Thanks for no, but everybody switched over to Rumble really quickly, and actually, it doesn't show up on here. But someone gave $5 on Rumble and said, "Yep." So,
thank you very much.
The fellas moved over. Flavius, Ignatius, Estinius, whatever it is. So everyone, your discipline of moving over to Rumble is noted. What we just had is a mock situation in case the bomb drops, right? Everyone ducked and took cover under the desk, and they all rendezvoused where they were told to rendezvous. I think there's probably there might be at least 10 to 20 different people in the Rumble chat right now. So fellas, very good. Very good to know that that you'll do that in case of fire. And we had a couple people on Kick as well. So again, this is why I'm setting up these parallel structures. So please join those other avenues to hear us talk about things that you want us to talk about.
Okay, let's finish off with this then.
Excellent.
We are seeing an alliance, an unholy alliance between the left and the Islamists, an alliance which has turned language and thought in itself inside out to produce an image of demonic Jewish control over the world. It is as if we are living through a posthumous victory of both Stalin and Hitler. Why has this happened? There are many reasons, complicated. Holocaust guilt by the West is part of it. The idea that they can never again have the reality of the Jew as victim. They have to cast the Jew instead as the victimizer to escape their own historic guilt, not just for the Holocaust, but for centuries of Jewish persecution.
So it is basically all whites that they are angry about. Okay, I mean, good to know. Good to know. We've got like some of that ancestral guilt going on, apparently. Okay.
We have the rise of identity politics based on the hatred of the Western nation state, the hatred of Western culture itself, which has produced for decades an onslaught by Western intellectual elites on the West's core values. And the onslaught on the West's core values has meant an onslaught on Judaism, because it is Judaism, although Christianity is, of course, the infrastructure upon which the West is based. But Christianity...
Wait a minute. It's also an infrastructure. It's almost like it's whatever it has to be to survive, like a parasite.
The West is actually fundamentally Jewish. Did you know that? Okay, I mean,
infrastructure. It's how it's built. It's how it communicates with itself.
Didn't come from nowhere. One could say Christianity was a Jewish sect that got slightly out of hand.
Fuck off.
That laugh would be in a Sniper Anon fucking AI cartoon video. Okay, I can't believe that was actually real.
Fucking heretics. Jeez, mate.
The values that everybody in the West holds dear, secular or religious, are fundamentally Jewish values, and we're very shy of saying that.
God. And they're not really shy about saying that. But then when Nick Fuentes says that they're not shy about saying that, all of a sudden, it's not so citrus, is it? Almost anti-citrus.
Did you know that their interests are your interests, Artie? In fact, their interests are everybody's interests. Like, if you even have interests, then essentially, those are the same interests. I don't want to hear anyone like talk that, that you might have different interests from these people, right?
Well, I want you to know something, and I want you to remember this, okay? Now, I know that we criticize them a lot, but we can never forget.
Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault.
Okay, now that wasn't AI. That was actually Randy Fine in his real voice. Tell me if this sounds like AI.
Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault.
That's how that his human body sounds. Okay.
Right. Well, then, if we're going to wrap up, we better say thank you to all the super chatters. Thank you very, very much, guys. Big time. Good to see you, mate. Cubics85, who's a new member. Waffle, of course, spraying the money everywhere. Quizats Chatterack, Deadpool Kid, Total Blackout Painting, King Solo Wings, Slackademic Slagent, Caesar the Grape, Flavius Acanacius, Origin Party, The Limiting Principle Podcast. Thanks, Patrick. Hope your next episode goes well, mate. Middle-aged plumber, Phoenician, and who else we got? God mode enabled, T-Bone, Soul on the Lich, Double Mumble. Is that everybody? Bloody Cupcake, Vasco, The Unconsidered, and Darth Amalgamation. Thank you so much, guys. It's been lovely. It was a bit freaky.
No, that was good. That was a realistic situation. What might happen?
This is a test. If the channel had actually been nuked, you would have seen a bright flash of light. Please make your way orderly to the Rumble channel.
Yeah, there was like at least 10 people, and somebody was trying to get signed in. They made a concerted effort to see what the fuck was going on.
We got more than that. Is that 92 people watching?
Yeah,
now?
I don't think so. There's no way. Is that what it is?
There could be.
Really?
We lost about that many.
Holy shit!
YouTube,
Yeah, we were at 260. Now we're at 170, and then the other 90 went over to Rumble, dude. Numerically is what that fucking looks like.
Fucking awesome.
Fucking incredible, fellas. Okay.
Right, so we'll be back next Friday night. This Monday will be the first episode of Fistory. I'm basically going to do the history of the moves in Europe. I've just got to figure out exactly where to start that. Because it is such a long, complicated, and frankly awesome story.
What time are you going to start it at?
At 8 p.m. London time, which is 3 p.m.
EST.
American. Yeah,
no,
3
you're
p.m.
right.
EST. 3 p.m. EST. Yeah. So come along to that. Give me a follow on Twitter at Malinformed TV if you want to keep up with the show. I always pin the shows so it's easy to find. And yeah, you got any parting words there, Artie?
Well, I'm thinking of the streaming stuff. I started to do some solo streams. I'm starting to get a feel for it. The next thing I'm really excited for is to possibly do the live snipe stream of James Lindsay a week from this Sunday is what I'm excited about right now. I don't know what's going to happen in the news for what my next video is, but if I don't have a video to make, I'll fucking hang out and fucking make fun of some shit on the internet and talk to you guys. I'll do that. Nice. That sounds fun. Nice. So that's all I'm thinking right now. But fellas, unbelievable fucking discipline. I could not appreciate. Dude, can we get some dance? Let's get some dances going right now, okay?
Dances in the chat.
Fellas, absolutely incredible discipline, okay? Absolutely.
Total Chad energy. Look at him.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Total Chad energy.
Total Chad energy is what you said? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
now
TCE.
Chad does what the Chad wants, and no one is stopping him because Chad does what Chad wants.
Okay, fellas, we got a soundboard building. We got some funny stuff building. Everything's growing. Everything's getting better. We had a close call right there, but I learned something. But have a good night, fellas. I got the best fellas. I really appreciate it.
Good night, everyone.